My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
तो वो वाली उसमें ब्ला 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 बहुत कुछ बोला गया है, बट इसमें कोई पैनिक वाली बात नहीं है। इसका रीज़न मैं बताता हूँ क्या है। यस, उसने भी थोड़ा गलत लिखा है, ऑनफ्यूजन नहीं, ऑनफ्यूजंट है, पीछे टी लगी हुई है उसके। ओके, फ्यूजन टी है, t.net। ओके,
told you a month ago, social media is a very, very dangerous thing. I've seen a lot of people get ruined because of social media because someone told a lie about them. All right. I myself don't like when people lie about me. I seen it. I read it. I'm not going to lie. I read everything, whether it's negative or positive. I actually alerted Marty because I know he doesn't watch it. He says he's a lot smarter than I am. Stop going there.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? I hope that you're all having a fabulous and amazing day. My day has been all right, although I feel like for the first week of January every year, I'm just kind of in a haze. Like my little one is home, so we don't really keep up with any real schedule because there's no like school. I'm like out of whack, I find. So I don't know what day it is sometimes. I'm like, what time is it? There's like this after New Year's haze that seems to happen for like the first week of January. So I'm having a little bit of that right now, but I do let myself kind of keep off schedule for the first week. It's like a little week treat that I give to myself because I'm so like on schedule the rest of the time. I'm kind of a type A personality when it comes to things like that, like being on schedule and keeping up with the schedule and all that. So I try to relax a little bit, but I'm having a great time. How is everybody else doing? Are you all starting this wonderful new year of 2025 off with a boom, baby? Alps is here and he says he's in it to scam it. And Jelly comes in and says it's a boom. Go comes in and says Onfusiont T. Why a T at the end? Also, Googling this causes searches to want to change the name to anything but Onfusiont. Strange name. See, I called it Onfusiont T and then I called it Onfusiont because I'm not really sure which one it is. And we're going to kind of get into that. Here for the confusion and chaos. My dream Onpassive, I love you, Mr. Ash, sir. Love you all. from Nasir. This feels like a CNN special report. Good, I'm glad. I mean, that's kind of a compliment that me just sitting here in my living room reminds you of a news broadcast agency. Ash isn't all that creative with the names. No, not really, right? I mean, I think we're really finding that out, that he's really just merging the names of all of his past endeavors together for this one. Hello, I hope that you have a good night. The recovering handbolt. Yeah, I had to giggle at that too. That's like so awesome. The hunting hunbot. Yeah, we're going to get into that for those that have no clue what they're talking about. And you're like, why are you insulting the recovering hunbot? I promise you we're not. We love her. She's a close friend of mine. She's been on the channel. I've been on her channel. We share most of the same viewers. That's not what's going on here. Don't be thinking that. But you'll see. Joe is asking people to please limit the emojis if you are a founder in the chat. This isn't because we don't love to see your emojis. This is because maybe you're unaware, but with lots of emojis and with you guys saying the same thing kind of on repeat a lot, it makes you show up as bots in our chat. And we don't want to get in trouble for having bots in our chat. So don't do that, please. It can mess with the channel a little bit. Woohoo, 2025. It'll be a good year. Hello, little Miss Lulu. Good to see you. I hope that you're doing well. This channel promotes negative. I don't know why it's negative to stick up for consumer rights and advocate on behalf of the public to ensure that companies don't cause harm or take people's money or do unethical business practices or break the rules and regulations. I have a lot of fun doing it. I try to make it pretty positive over here, you know? Oh, sweetie, if I was doing this for the money, I would have quit a long time ago. I've been doing this since 2019. The first 3 years, I wasn't even monetized. And I did just as much content as I do today. And I promise you, we're not making bank, okay? I need a distraction. My wife came back from Canada too soon. I'm sorry, Salas Tiny Dinger. I heard that Chantel was back in Canada. Maybe a CBC special report. CNN is the big leagues. Well, the crappy end of the big leagues, but still the big leagues. Well, thanks for the insult, Alves. Alves always keeping me humble. My love is Onpassive. See, I even share the positive comments. And some people are like, Queen, why do you do that? I read their positive comments because I need to show the public, anyone coming across this content, the cult mentality and the fact that this happens and that there are so many people that come in to support, to stick up for it. It's very, very culty. It's like a community of fangirls sticking up for their favorite rock star, and you've insulted him or something, and now they're all showing up. It ends up being very much like that, and I think it says a lot. It says a lot. This channel promotes truth. Sometimes that may seem negative. That's right. I will tell you a lot of things that you probably do not want to hear. I am known to do that. That is kind of what I do here. Hey, Queen from London. Hello, John. Good to see you. I love London. Yes, please do go to hunbot.net/onfusion. Keep putting it in here, please, Violet. You know, like every so often, you know how to do it. You were doing a good job of this the other day. It's also in the description, so you can go and click on it there as well. I am sure that it might get changed now where we'll add in the T, but I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to the recovering Hunbot about that. I have not. But I'm assuming she's going to want to fix that. And actually, that's a great segue into the first thing that I want to talk to everyone about here. It seems that we made a little boo-boo in this information, not with the information. And I'm not talking about how we forgot the T in the name. But we reported that this was going on in Pakistan. And it came to our attention afterwards that it's actually Palestine. So Onfusiont will be based in Palestine, which is Ash's home country. I don't know what happened, but I just wanted to make that known, because if there is any misinformation that is given out, or we make a little boo-boo like that, then we will let you know. We will for sure let you know. I'm also going to leave a disclaimer in the description of my video about it all, where I go over this. I think it was a stream actually where I read this, and just also add it to the description and whatnot, so that it's known somewhere on the video. I tried to figure out how to edit it, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I would have to like download it, edit it, re-upload it. I don't really want to do that because that's 10 times more work. I just don't have time right now. So I am going to be doing that, but I did want to make sure that right at the start of this stream, I addressed that. Everything else in this article is absolutely fact. We only like to spread truths here, and there will be more coming. So again, please make sure that you pay close attention to the link that's in the description, and that Violet will be dropping in the chat for us here and there. So just go and check it out if you haven't. Read it for yourself. And, you know, if you don't believe that this is what's been going on, then I just need to bring you over to Gersminder. Now, Gersminder is somebody that we've sort of talked about on this channel. He's in Vancouver, all right, here in Canada. And he is one of the top people here in Canada as well. He bought thousands and thousands of accounts with Onpassive. I wonder what's going to happen with all that now that they're rebranding and everything, right? I mean, will they get to keep them? I guess we'll have to see, you know? Palestine, good luck with all of that, yeah. It wasn't great news. It kind of made things worse. I was like, oh, that might be less helpful. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Well, yep, naysayer energy to bash Ash. We're not really bashing today, though. This is all funny. This is a stream that we can laugh about. I'm trying to make it that way anyway. But Gersminder is really big here. He has a lot of people that are allegedly underneath him on his team, just like Marty and Chris have a lot of people in their Onpassive Nation. He has his own little team. They have lots of people under it. And he released a very, very interesting video called Onpassive. Very important message by Mr. Gersminder Dillard. I found this one. We're going to go over it. It talks about what is said, because you're going to see that it talks about Onfusiont. And I have the closed captioning going in English, so we'll just try to do our best here.
हेलो एवरीवन, नमस्कार सभी को। सो 3 जनवरी है आज, एंड सबसे पहले सबको हैप्पी न्यू ईयर एंड नए साल की बहुत बहुत बधाई आप सबको, और हमारा ये साल बहुत अच्छा जाए। हम यही कामना करते हैं सबके लिए, खुशियां भरा हो सबका साल। एंड ऑन टू दैट, आज मुझे भी भेजी है एक तो रिकवरिंग हमबोल्ट वाली जो।
So I too was worried firstly in the post about recovering Humboldt, which is supposed to be recovering Hunbot. But you know, the CC's doing its best. Hello, Ella. So good to see you. Happy New Year. And I hope you also had a lovely Christmas. Goose Bender. Yes, Goose Bender. That's what we call him, I guess. It's -2 and snow flurries in Detroit. Yeah, we don't have the best weather here either. Yeah, Humboldt. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. So they're saying that the video, I'm assuming they mean the video that the recovering Hunbot posted, got them a little bit worried, right? So that's what we're starting off with.
पोस्ट है तो वो वाली उसमें ब्ला 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 बहुत कुछ बोला गया है, बट इसमें कोई पैनिक वाली बात नहीं है. इसका रीजन मैं बताता हूँ क्या है. Yes.
So a lot have been said. He says a lot has been said here. A lot of blah blah blah. I guess that's what he said. And then he says,
Don't panic.
Don't panic. And he's going to explain to us why this we shouldn't be panicking. Why this is all okay. Which it's not. We'll get into that.
उसने भी थोड़ा गलत लिखा है. Onfusiont नहीं, Onfusiont है. पीछे T लगी हुई है उसके. Okay.
So then they also get a little upset at us because we wrote it wrong. We wrote it as Onfusiont. All right, but on the fuse there is a T attached. How dare we? So I'm also fixing that misinformation. We reported it was going to be called Onfusiont. Now, I know what you're thinking. Seems like you have reported a little bit of misinformation. But I kind of am wondering, and go with me on this one, I'm wondering if it was going to be Onfusiont. But you see, there's a problem with that. Because it appears that there's actually other companies to do with technology that are already called Onfusiont. That is not Ash's company. And it appears that they already have a whole Facebook and they've been going for a while. And so maybe after he decided on Onfusiont and was planning this and told people who then somehow we found out about it, someone must have told the recovering Hunbot. I wonder who that was. Wow, Ash, do you know? Anyway, then they were like, shit, when they went to try to do the domain name, because it appears that this onfusiont.com domain is taken already. So they can't do onfusiont.com. So I'm kind of like, so have they decided to just add a T at the end? Or they could have always wanted it to be Onfusiont, which doesn't really roll off the tongue, you know? So that's my theory. I do not know this for certain. I'm just kind of throwing it out there because obviously the Onfusiont name is already taken, and that's something that you should probably look into before you do your brand. But I can't judge based on this. I called myself Queen of Spade and I didn't know what that meant. So apparently it means something else than just a card. So the mistake can happen. The mistake can happen. But you would think that Ash, after running several different businesses, like surely he would get it by now. I mean, this is everything that Ash has done. The recovering Hunbot has a version of this. So I wanted to make a jazzy one. And as you can see, we got Primerica, Globe of Domains International, Ashmax, Telex Free, GDI Fusion, iPro Fusion, Pay Diamond, and then, of course, Onpassive. And now we got Onfusiont. So you would think after he's named a few different companies, though, he would know to Google it first. I was just kind of a mom that likes playing cards and was like, it's usually the trump card. It will be funny as a truth teller. Let's go. And then I named myself that. But Ash, you're supposed to be doing like a company. All right, you're not just a woman in your living room creating a YouTube channel to whistleblow on things. You're supposed to be creating a business. So I would really hope that you would at least fucking Google and make sure that the name's not taken. But I guess that didn't happen. But yes, these are the scams that we have for sure tied Ash to, or that we know Ash has started, because some of these are his. He's had a few, as you can see. So, and this is why I say, like, when he created Ash Max, all the rest of them were just that rebranded. Like, all of these companies he's created since are all just the same thing. Like, including with Onpassive, which was also known as, like, Go Founders at one time as well. It's just, it was the exact same company. He really did just change the name. So, you know, now if it should get its own category and we should consider, like, it Onpassive separate, let me know. I can change the chart. I don't really think so, because it's all Onpassive. But yeah, this is what he's been into. This is what he's done. Like I said in the intro, it's been like 20 years of scamming. All right. I can say that for sure because I know that he was in GDI starting in 2005. I can't speak from before that, but we do know that he was doing Primerica. I don't know the date, but since we know he was doing that, we can say it's been at least 20 years of him trying to make it in this industry. Okay, unsuccessfully. So I apologize that we forgot the tea. I feel like we really are bringing the tea, though. Sorry, I had to. But I apologize. And I apologize about the Pakistan-Palestine thing.
Fusion T.net. Okay. सबसे पहले हमें ये समझना पड़ेगा कि मिस्टर ऐश जब भी अभी चीजों को ला रहे हैं, लीगल टीम है वो जो सजेस्ट कर रही है, जो कि बेस्ट पॉसिबल एक ऑप्शन होता है किसी बिजनेस को दोबारा से लाने का, तो वो उनको सजेस्ट किया है, उसी के अकॉर्डिंग टू ये सारा.
So then Gersminder goes on to say, oh, well, Mr. Ash, because this is him speaking. This is somebody else's video posting it because they had the best CC. That's why I'm using it. But this is him speaking. And he says that Ash has a legal team right now. So he's alluding that Ash's legal team has told him to rebrand. A little weird, but sure.
कुछ हुआ है जो कि मिस्टर ऐश ने पहले हमें बोला कि मैं अभी कुछ मुझे बताने की जरूरत नहीं, जब आपके सामने सब कुछ आएगा तो मैं आपको सब कुछ बता दूंगा. राइट. ये एक पॉजिटिव चीज है असल में, इसको नेगेटिव ना देखा जाए. ये पॉजिटिव क्यों है?
So this is all very positive. He doesn't see it as negative, and Ash is going to tell us more information when he does.
क्यों? क्योंकि कम से कम कोई सीईओ चीज को बंद करके जा नहीं रहा. ओके, वो उसको दोबारा से मतलब कि लेके आ रहा है, वो बेस्ट जो.
He's not shutting it down and leaving, which we never said that was what was happening. So I don't know where that came from. That must have come from somebody else, because that wasn't us. Hello, Sweet God. Good to see you. Onfusiont, Chris Johnson. I have to change my name. Yeah. Yes, everybody needs to go add the T now. But, yeah. Ash isn't leaving. Never said he was. He's not shutting down Onpassive. He is rebranding it, which is what we've said.
लीगल ऑप्शंस होते हैं उसके अकॉर्डिंग टू जो भी उनकी लीगल टीम उनको सजेस्ट कर रही है. राइट. तो इसलिए इसमें कोई पैनिक वाली बात नहीं है. कम से कम एक आदमी मार्केट में खड़ा होके किसी चीज को दोबारा से लेके आ रहा है, लेट इट बी इन एनी फॉर्म. ठीक है ना. ऑनपैसिव इधर ही है बेसिकली, वो कहीं गई नहीं है. ये जस्ट एक टेम्पररी सोल्यूशन होगा. ओके. एंड उसके बाद जस्ट एज लीगल.
So then he goes on to say it's just a temporary solution. Of course, Ash is doing this, his legal team. It's what's best for them. It's a very positive thing. It's going to be great, blah, 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 blah. But then he goes on to say that, okay, hold on. Let's listen to a little bit
टीम
more.
जो भी उनको सजेस्ट करेगी वो होते रहेगी. तो ये एक पॉजिटिव चीज है, चीज को बिजनेस को दोबारा से मार्केट में लाने का. इस चीजों को थोड़ा समझा करें. टेक्निकल है भी होती हैं ये लीगल.
So yeah, it's all legal. All right. The legal team has told him to do this. He has to do what his legal team says, and they're saying that it's also technical as well. Technical as well. And I'm kind of like, I feel like rebranding is actually more annoying when you're thinking of technology. right? Because they have to change everything. And all of the marketing that they've done at Onpassive now basically doesn't mean anything. So it's funny to me that he alludes that this is illegal and that the lawyers are telling him to rebrand. I don't know if that would be true. But then he goes on to say it's technical as well. And I'm like, I feel like that causes a lot more problems. Technically, like in every single way. I'm still failing to see what the good thing is about rebranding, other than if you think like Ash Mufareh, you might think rebranding this is going to get you out of the legal trouble with the SEC. You might also think that by rebranding this, you can trick new people to join it because it won't be attached to Onpassive and the SEC claim or any of the negative press that Onpassive has got. But that's not the case, because no matter what, it's going to be attached to Ash Mufareh. And when you Google Ash Mufareh, no matter what, it talks about Onpassive and the SEC case. So the only way that a company would be able to be successful with all of these old founders somehow getting together is honestly if they had a new leader and Ash left. And then went and dealt with his legal issues, and somebody else started a company, which might be what he's trying to do here. And then he's going to just play CEO. But in my opinion, that's not going to help him much either. And I'm not sure if Ash will be able to be the type to stay behind the scenes and kind of like be attached to this, but like have it be a secret. Like, you know what I mean? We've already fucked it up. Everyone already knows that Onfusiont is the rebrand of Onpassive. So it's like, it's already going wrong. But then let's say it did work. Would Ash then be able to be that silent CEO partner, I guess? I don't know what you'd call it. And just kind of hang back in the background. I don't think he would. He loves the praise, right? A lot of the reason why he does this is because he loves the love bombing and the praise that occurs. I mean, he can take off for a couple months, as we've seen. As I stated at that time, it was the longest we hadn't seen him because he always has to come back for that praise. So I just don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. Like, even if he tried to do it, it wouldn't last very long. We've seen it. It lasts like, 2 months? And then he has to come out because then another holiday will occur. And he's going to want to come out with news on a holiday or something and then have everyone all happy and praise him for the rest of the webinar. Like, it wouldn't work. Sweet God says, no, Ash is too egotistical to not get the praise. And that's what I mean. I don't think that he'd be able to do it. Hello, Naughty. Good to see you. Like, I don't. And that's his best bet. But it's like, isn't that kind of committing fraud in a way? And like, if he gets a director's bar from the SEC, surely it wouldn't be legal for him to just put a company in someone else's name and run it, because a director's bar would stop him from having any kind of, like, he couldn't be the CEO, he couldn't be a COO, he couldn't be a CMO. Like, he wouldn't be able to have any high title in a business. That's what it is, right? So I'm kind of like, I wonder what the legalities are around that. I'm not a lawyer. We talk about the legals as much as I can research it, and I want to look into that some more. But it just gets you thinking, you know, like, what is he trying to do here? Because I don't know if it'll work.
इश्यूज से भी होती हैं, तो ये एक बिट नेचुरल चीज है. बहुत सारी कंपनीज ऐसा करती हैं. ओके, एक 2 4 कंपनीज होती हैं, आपको भी मालूम रहेगा.
It's normal. Lots of companies rebrand.
Okay, तो best
4 companies that we know of have, or something like that.
पॉसिबल, क्योंकि उनके जो सीएस होते हैं, जो लीगल टीम्स होती हैं, वो ऐसे ही सजेस्ट करती हैं कि आप अगर ऐसा कर लो तो ये बेस्ट ऑप्शन रहेगा बिजनेस को रन करने के लिए। ओके, तो इसमें कोई वो
This will be the best option to run the business, okay? So listen, guys, there is just no need to panic.
Don't panic.
All right? No need to panic. Which makes me go, oh, were people panicking?
पैनिक वाली बात नहीं है किसी को। दिस इज अ पॉजिटिव साइन हम सबके लिए। ओके, और ये चीजें होके जब मिस्टर एश चीजों को लेके आएंगे तो वो नेचुरली सब कुछ बता देंगे। और ये बात आई थिंक मिस्टर एश ने बोली है हम सबको वेबिनार में, अभी 24 तारीख को भी जो वेबिनार हुआ है, कि बहुत।
So then he goes on to say that, you know, it's all great, it's all positive for them, and that Mr. Ash will come and give them more information. And then he says that basically they were told this in the webinar that took place on Christmas Eve. Like, Ash appeared on Christmas Eve and told all of them that they would be rebranding to Onfusiont. And I'm over here like, no, that was never said. I watched it. You all watched it. The recovering Hunbot stream sniped it. I'm having a hard time because I'm like that. Nothing about that was said. It was all Onpassive is going great. Great things are happening behind the scenes. The new year's going to be it. Everything's going wonderful. Yes, it was all messed up before, but now we'll do better than ever. Blah, 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 blah. That's what I heard. And then more of like, wait, it's coming. So I don't know if they watched another webinar that I don't know about and that the recovering Hunbot isn't aware of. But that was the only one that we're aware of that Ash showed up and said anything on. So I don't remember that. Maybe I am really in that New Year's January first week haze, though. I mean, I don't know. They always find a way to run a new scam. If there's a loophole, they utilize them. And Ash even admitted it. He came on a webinar once. It said, me and my legal team are looking for every single loophole that we can so we can continue with this company. And I was like, that's not good. And if I was in that company, I would not feel confident about it at all after that. I mean, what do we need loopholes for? Are we breaking the law? Like, what do you mean? Mrs. Ash will be running the company, just like Dawn gets paid for Marty. Maybe, Joe. Maybe. Ash should get his mate Kamal to run the new company on his behalf. According to Ash, Kamal is taken off and took all of their money. Kamal is their fall guy. And he's kind of left for Egypt. So I don't even know if he's around. As he stated, he has nothing to do with Onpassive and Ash anymore. You know, don't panic. That means we panic. Yeah. What? Yes, companies rebrand, but they normally have functioning parts, right? And there's a difference between rebranding your company because maybe you just want to do something new, or you think it will help your marketing better, or what, you know, something like that. And then rebranding your company because you broke the law a bunch with it and are being sued because the SEC wants to stop you from breaking the laws. Like, you know what I mean? Like, context matters in this situation. Why are we rebranding? And you know, it's not just because Ash felt like it. It's because of everything that's going on. So I don't want to sit here and go through this entire video with you guys because we're about to go through what the honest critic said about it. And it's going to seem really redundant, even more so if we keep going. So I am going to put a link to it in the chat right now if you want to go and watch the entire thing. You can click on that link, go and watch it and read the CC. It's almost done. You've got the gist of it. I wanted you to hear it from his lips first before we went to go see what Honest Critic said, because now you know that he's not just making it up. You've heard Gersminder say it. The CC is pretty spot on, other than recovering Humboldt, but you know, there's that. I must have been at a different web. Me too, Violet. We were all at a different webinar, apparently. I don't know what happened. I don't know how we entered the Matrix. But apparently something happened on Christmas Eve, and we all ended up somewhere else in another dimension, watching another webinar with Ash, because I was like, I don't remember this.
सारी
You know?
चेंजेस आपको देखने को मिलेंगी. ओके, एक नहीं, ये तो भी एक दिख रही है आपको. इससे बहुत सारी चीजें.
There will be a lot of changes. So again, that's the gist of that. So after that happened, Honest Critic released a video. And I think that it will be fun to go through these slides that are in English for us. Hello, Baron. Good to see you. Alp says, kind of feels like this might be the one time Ash is sort of telling the truth. If you ignore that Ash had to run all the payments through a semi-related Dubai-based company to even get a card processor. Yes. He could have taken money. It's just, he said in his meeting that he didn't have any money coming from Ash to pay the employees. And Ash says that he didn't have any money coming in since June 2022. So my whole thing is, how did Muhammad Kamal then run off with the money? And I don't know. We'll find out more information in future. Part of that could be true. Hopefully, if he did take some of that money, though, he paid some of the employees with it. If he did that, I wouldn't be mad. If he stole from Ash to pay the employees, I would kind of be like, good job, Kamal. I don't know what happened. So it's all a lot of just like speculating. And I don't really like speculating, but I'm going to full screen this. So let's get into what the Honest Critic said about all of this, because this is how I found out about it. I didn't realize that there was an announcement about Onfusiont until I saw Honest Critic's video. And then I went and searched out Gersminder's speech. So he does a video and says, what is in the message? Meaning, what's in Gersminder's message? Nothing to be panicked. And yeah, we heard a lot of
don't panic.
There was a lot of that. There was. Said it like 3 times right in the beginning. The actual company name is Onfusiont. And he put it all in capitals. Ash is doing as instructed by legal team. Yep. This is a positive news. Now remember, Honest Critic speaks the language. So his video is in their language, in Hindi, I believe it is. And so he's doing an English translation for us. I just also thought that we should watch most of it and get the closed captioning. That's important as well. So it's, like I said, it's going to be a little repetitive here. So Ash is doing as instructed by the legal team. Yep, he said that. This is a positive news because Ash has not completely shut it down, but he's bringing it back in a new way. And yep, that's what was said. Many companies do that. This is a positive sign. Yep, he did say that. Ash has clearly indicated on the 24th of December that there would be many changes. So this is one of the changes. And the rest of the things told by Hunbot are all lies. And I'm like, okay, but what about her statement was a lie? Like, if you could just maybe point out a part in this that is actually a lie. What's a lie? Because it's all true. Like, there is no lies detected here other than we messed up and said Pakistan when it was Palestine. But look, that's been fixed. So what in it is lies? And we're going to get into that because Marty and Chris also had a lot to say. Because all of this is, first of all, it's just a recap of what happened with Onpassive. And then it also says, and also it's being turned to Onfusiont. So yeah, there's a T on the end now. But if you could maybe just point out this specific part of this that is a lie, you know, that would be helpful, Gersminder. You can't just be like, and the things told by her are lies. Well, we were right about Onfusiont. So if we're right about things like that, why shouldn't you believe us? I mean, technically, she released the information about this Onfusiont stuff before any of you guys in Onpassive did. We're bringing the news before you guys are at this point. We're telling people that their company is no longer Onpassive. And it is now Onfusiont. And then Gersminder's coming out and he says, yeah, that's true, we're rebranding, but everything that the recovering Hunbot said are lies? That's all she said. That's all she said. And she even alluded in her stream about it, where she read the document, that she was like just, you know, 99% sure that it was going to be called Onfusiont. And like, I think it was going to be called that. I think this is a last second change. Okay. So what are you talking about? Be more specific. Because you aren't more specific in your video. That this is literally what you say. Honest Critic is doing the translation for us. There isn't anything else added to this. And it's like, okay, so she's a liar, but about what? Because she was right about your rebrand. She was even right about your name, right? I think you had to change it. I think maybe you guys got a little butthurt too. We were calling it confusion without the C, because that's also what it is. That might have also had something to do with it. You know, like, you can't call it Onfusiont because it's taken. So I personally think it was a last minute change, but even with that, not really a lie. Not really a lie. I mean, we got most of the name right. He goes on to say his points. He says, so now when I say I'm Honest Critic, right? I'm reading it from his slides. These aren't mine. These are his slides. I have been telling you that whatever Ash is doing is because of the SEC case, not because of what copy tubers, Dylan, and other so-called leaders are saying. And I have to agree. If I tell the things in advance, you all call me O negative. Because Honest Critic also released a video telling them about the recovering Hunbot's news, about it being Onfusiont and the rebrand. And a bunch of them came and went, you're lying, you know, like they did over here and like they did under hers, you know? And so he makes a little joke and says, you all call me O negative. But whatever I say when it happens, then people like Gersminder and copy tubers will divert all the founders to a different topic. So it's like, oh yeah, those naysayer people, they're all lying. But by the way, we are rebranding, and it is called Onfusiont. No, remember a couple of months ago when there was a random domain that showed up for the back office sign-in? Yes, I do, Alex. It wasn't Omail. Didn't it switch to Onfusiont T for like a day, like 4 months ago? It did. It did. You're right about that. And a lot of us were like, what is this? Because it was mentioned in our Discord. Someone posted a screenshot and said, why is the onpassive.com domain going to this other weird, I don't know what this is. And it was Onfusiont. I don't know if the tea was there, though. I don't remember for sure if the tea was there, but it pretty well could have been. So it could have been in the works for a little bit. Could have been in the works for a little bit. So then he says, hunting Hunbot, which it's the recovering Hunbot, but I like hunting Hunbot. Maybe he's calling her that as a term of endearment because she like hunts out all the truth and then blasts it. I don't know. He's not trying to insult her, though. It's not supposed to be an insult. I like hunting Hunbot. I was kind of like, I mean, he's not lying. She's on the hunt for all of those scammers. All of those MLMers out there, better watch out. Hunbot's coming for you. Be careful. I like it. I'm kind of like, maybe she should rebrand to hunting Hunbot. Right? And Violet is saying, founders, as our guests, please limit the use of emojis. Thank you. Prayer hands. Prayer hands. I always think of Honest Critic now whenever I see prayer hands. That's like his little thing on YouTube. It's like an orange background with prayer hands. Excuse me. So, Hunting Hunbot posted on the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, and also shared it through her video. But you did not bother to clarify this to the founders because you knew that so many people have not watched her and views are less. It is true, right? The people in Onpassive are going to go watch the people in Onpassive before they're going to watch myself, the recovering Unbot, even Honest Critic, although he's making waves with a lot of the people in India that are in Onpassive and opening their eyes to the truth. They're just not going to watch us as much. They're going to want to watch all the Onpassive stuff and things that give in their confirmation bias, you know? They're going to want that. They're going to want validation, even if it's fake, over coming and hearing the truth in a lot of cases. So he's basically saying, we told you. We told you. But you guys... And then basically he's also saying it was ignored. Because if you guys remember, today's the first day we're even hearing about this from them. It took them 3 days to react to us dropping this news, which is pretty good. I mean, usually they're flipping out right away. They didn't really mention it in their streams yesterday or the day before. But today, we're getting into today. So, today when I made the video, then shamelessly, you have come up to justify the actions. Even today, shamelessly, he is saying that on the 24th, Ash already indicated this. And I don't feel like you could say that Ash indicated that they were rebranding on the 24th. That there would be lots of changes, yeah, but that doesn't mean a whole rebrand, changing your company name. Like when you think changes, especially in Onpassive, you think they're changing the color of the website. They're going to make something on the website twirl or, you know, give Redfern something to talk about. You don't think they're going to rebrand. See, like a lot of people don't even realize as part of Onpassive that they aren't Onpassive anymore. That they're now Onfusiont. And they're still coming into the chats going, I'm Onpassive. No, Onpassive, go bye-bye. No more Onpassive. No Onpassive anymore. Only Onfusiont by Ash Mufarah now. Did Ash ever before confirm that the commissions were definitely lost? He alluded that they were part of the money that was stolen, that it was that was stolen from them. But he didn't straight up say those words because he hasn't mentioned the commissions at all. They just ceased to exist once they were owed out. And then once the merchant issues happened, we never heard about them again. But what he does instead is he alludes that Muhammad Kamal, or they, it used to be they, these magical group of people, the they, them, and not in a trans way, by the way. We're not being transphobic over here. I'm all about trans rights. That's not what I mean. It's just he keeps referring to these people that apparently robbed from him as they, or them, and then literally just goes on a big rant about how money was taken. But he doesn't say what money, and he doesn't even bring up the commissions. But we know that that's what he's alluding. It's just, has he actually come out and said it? No. Because I don't think I think he thinks it's like if we never talk about it, then they'll never remember that we owed them it. He allegedly owes $40 million in commissions to these people. And he's kind of like, out of sight, out of mind. Right? That's kind of what's going on with it. It's so weird. Because exactly, like, what do you mean the stolen money? What's stolen money? I thought there was no money. Like, what do you mean? Right? They don't exist anymore. I'm going to buy Onpassive for $1 after the prosecution's over. Do it. Do it. Sir Automated Onfusiont Trillionaire. You know, you could keep that name because the T in trillionaire can work for both. We'll do that. We'll do that. Changes turn and face the strange. Changes. Don't want to be a richer man. We can do it. So, yeah. Founders should understand. Ash is facing lawsuits from the SEC, which has already damaged him and Onpassive. Please do understand that. Honest Critic is not lying to any of you. That is 100% facts. All you have to do to check that out, by the way, is Google Ash Mufareh's name. Google Onpassive. There's a reason why Marty DeGarmo said, don't Google. Google is a search engine, not a truth engine. There's a reason. It's because when you Google it, it just talks about the SEC case, and there's article after article after article, hundreds. Ash is lucky that no affiliates / founders have filed a lawsuit for not receiving commission. He is technically, if O-founders wanted to get together, they could. That's right. You heard that correctly. If a bunch of you, especially if you're in the USA, felt duped by this company and you all wanted to get together and you wanted to go after him and try to get these commissions owed to you, you could do it. You could even go after him, even if all you did was pay $97 buying it. You could still sue him for misleading you, saying that you would never have bought in for the $97 had you known that this is what it was and that this was how everything was going to play out, and that he misrepresented this business opportunity to you. I cover MLM lawsuits all the time on my channel, and most of them are a group of distributors, affiliates, founders, Huns, whatever you want to call them, that have all gotten together and gone after a company for that. Because you can go after companies for being misleading and lying to you. That is why the SEC, the FTC, the FDA, the BBB, that's why all these places are semi-important to have. They protect you so that when you're duped by these companies, they can get in trouble. Imagine if they couldn't. And imagine how bad it would be if there were no regulations and laws for any of these. It would be pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes everywhere. It's already like that with it. So imagine without. It'd be Dubai. So if Ash successfully able to transfer the founders' data to Onfusiont and founders / affiliates agree to the terms and conditions, and Ash will be legally eligible to say that commission cannot be given, as it was with Onpassive, and Onpassive has been ceased. And that is true. I feel like one of the big reasons why he's rebranding is to get out of having to owe these people the commissions. That's basically reason number one, right? And then reason number two is because of the bad press with the Onpassive name. But that's the real reason. He really does not want to have to owe that. I mean, and this is why I'm also kind of like, and maybe Muhammad Kamal didn't steal the money. Because if he did, Ash wouldn't be scared about that. Not as scared anyway. He could say, I can't pay you the commissions because he stole them. And then he should be able to prove to the SEC that that's true, right? If it really happened. Surely there'd be some kind of paper trail that he could show proof of, right? So it's weird that Ash Mufareh, the man that claims that he's not in this for himself at all, right? He's only in this for you because...
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
It's interesting that the first thing he wants to do in 2025 is make sure that he doesn't owe you guys any more money for your commissions so that he can just pocket it all. I'm just saying, think about that. Does he have your best interest in mind? So this is all Ash has been doing to save himself from Founder's lawsuit because the SEC case remains unaffected. Launching a new company outside the U.S. will not protect Ash from the SEC case. The case filed by the SEC pertains to activities that occurred while operating Onpassive in the U.S. And that's absolutely correct. It doesn't matter what happens today. Even if this company remained Onpassive, Ash came out with all 50 products and then everything started to run smoothly. Unfortunately, since it went wrong for so long, that's what he's in trouble for. No matter what, the actions between 2018 and today have still occurred as they have. And they were still illegal. And they were still against regulations. And the securities were still unregistered. And it was still fraud. And it was still a fraudulent pyramid scheme. You know, like none of that stuff changes. So no matter what he does to try to get out of this, he cannot get out of it. Sorry, Ash. Even if Ash starts a new company in another country, he remains subject to the SEC's jurisdiction for any violations he committed while in the U.S. Ash Mufareh is a U.S. citizen. Therefore, he would have to change his citizenship completely and no longer be a U.S. citizen in order to not follow the rules and regulations laid out by the Security and Exchange Commission in the USA. And we also have our own version of the SEC here in Canada, and it would be the same here if he was a Canadian citizen. Even if he tried to travel to Palestine and start a whole new company, that's great and all, but you're still a citizen of this other country. Even if you have dual citizenship, then it gets confusing, but you do have to abide by both. So, you know, as long as he's a U.S. citizen, he has to follow the U.S. laws when it pertains to how he runs his business, no matter where the headquarters is. I always thought that it had to do with where the main headquarters was, but allegedly it also has to do with your citizenship. So no matter what he does, he can't get away with it. 3x10 forced matrix, where you will be forced to be successful. Yeah, apparently, right? Going forward, I seriously wonder just how much diligence these agencies will maintain with these cases. Well, hopefully it's good. Company was Onpassive because it's not Onpassive anymore. He sounded like he was forced to say that. The SEC is overall. Is this Friday with the say nay nay crew, or do we get 2 live streams today? No, we're not doing a usual Friday with the say nay crew. Sorry, this is basically what you're getting. Lots of fun. So he has an end conclusion, and it says, if the founder's affiliates agree to transfer themselves to the new company and signs an agreement, then please forget about your money. You're also probably going to have to pay again because now your $97 buy-in doesn't matter. It was also for Onpassive. So then there would be another buy-in, probably with this one. And it might be more. It might be more, right? Right. Onpassive has gone. That's right. It's now Onfusiont. The scam Onfusiont. Then, very thankfully, the YouTubers like Marty and Chris started making regular videos, and copy tubers like Xaver, Nagma, Siraj started converting their videos in Hindi. Xaver started making 3 videos a day to manipulate founders' minds. So if you have not watched Honest Critic's video on this, please do at least go over there, support it. Especially if you're an O founder, I highly recommend paying attention to what he is saying over there. Thank you, Alves, for being a member for 23 months. 2 years with the Queen of Karma. To benefit Queen's new laptop, I'm going to match any super chats dollar for dollar. US dollars, you unwashed migrants. Jesus, Alves. All right. So you heard the man. But yeah, do go watch this video. It's very important to go and support Honest Critic. He is actually speaking the truth. And so that has all been happening. And you guys know that we literally, yeah, my laptop's hitting the bed in this room. It's shitting the whole thing. So all that happened. We had Covering Humbug come out New Year's Eve. I might have poked the bear a little bit as soon as I could. We had Gersminder come out today and say, yeah, we're going to rebrand to something called Onfusiont. That's right, but everything else is a lie. And then we have Honest Critic's video summing that up that people are reacting to. And then we end up getting to Marty and Chris's live stream from today. All right. The live stream from today. So I want to react to that because they were very, very upset. They were very upset with us. Hi, Takara. Good to see you. Joe, thank you for being a member for 44 months. I wish I could contribute, but sadly not now. As you're contributing. This is contributing, Joe. This counts, by the way. I'm just saying. So Onfusiont is not a typo. No. No. I mean, Gersminder has announced this. So he got very, very upset at us for saying that it was Onfusiont and said it's Onfusiont with a T. You heard it here. You can rewind and you'll hear it. So, I want to go over and just see what Marty and Chris have been saying. Because I heard that they had quite the interesting live stream today. I was watching it. I wanted to see how they would react. It was great fun. Now I'll watch it with all of you. Actually, we do got to speed this one up a little bit because they talk really slow.
Hey, everybody. What's up? What's up?
Morning.
Anyway, glad you're all here. Yeah, I had a lot going on this morning, working on stuff, and some of it I didn't finish, but I got enough done to be here. I apologize. I go to bed at like 2 in the morning and get up at 6, and I'm brain dead for
typical schedule for us lately.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for being here. Sorry.
And that's because of Onpassive, by the way. Yeah, that's because of Onpassive. So he's up all night until 2 in the morning. He also has 4 kids in his home that are quite young. So that's not great fun. I know. All right. There's a reason why I don't drink on like even New Year's Eve anymore. Okay. Stay up late and being a mom the next day, not much fun, especially with a hangover. But I can't even stay up until like 2 in the morning anymore. It kills me. And I'm only 38. They're older than I, so it's probably harder for them. I'm just saying. It seems to get harder as I get older to stay up late. And so it would kill me if I was going every day for even 3 days in a row. If I had to stay up until 2 a.m. and then get up at 6 a.m., I'd be dead tired. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would be like falling asleep during the day. I'd probably be napping on the couch. It would just, I'd feel like crap. It would be awful. So he's like, yeah, no, this is what I just do. And it's like, okay, that's not good though. And things like this, keeping you overworked, is just another cult tactic. Believe it or not, they want to keep these people constantly working. Because when they're constantly trying to build their businesses, they can't take a step back and really think about what's going on. Right? Typical Ash, he can't even do a domain name without making it stupid. Right? Alps, thank you for the $10 for Joe's monthly contribution. Also, Onfusiont Max. That one's free, Ash. Oh, God. I'm almost surprised that he didn't just do that. Onfusiont Max Pro. And then we have, like, all of them in there. That's what he needs to do. But yeah, like, maybe go to sleep, Marty. Maybe don't go to that 5th webinar of the day that goes until 2 a.m. and go to bed. It's not good for you. Danish says we have, sorry, did I say that right? Danish, let me know which one it is. We have a plan to raise questions to our Indian leaders regarding this. I really hope you do. You deserve all of the answers. Don't let them make you feel like you are doing anything wrong by asking questions. Of course, you should be allowed to ask questions here. The fact that they try to shut that down is, again, kind of a cult tactic. Makes it more culty. They shouldn't be doing that. If any other company were to rebrand, like Gersman brought up, oh, companies rebrand all the time. Okay, well, when they do that, they allow everyone to ask questions about it. If anything, the CEO would come out and say, ask me all the questions you have so that I can explain everything to you. And I know that this is going to go the opposite. And that's kind of that should be a red flag, right? If you're rebranding your whole company, the people in it might have some questions. Why are we doing this? What's going to happen with it? Are the commissions going to be the same? Are we going to have the same amount of products? What's going on? Because they claim the recovering Hunbot was lying about the numbers she gave. So, how are they going to combat that information? You should be allowed to ask all of those questions and then get answers for them. It shouldn't be seen as you being problematic. That's one of the biggest issues we have with this thing. One of the things here is that you have the right as a consumer to make an educated decision about you taking part in this. So them taking away your ability to be able to ask questions hinders you from learning all of the information that you would need to know about this in order to make an informed decision. And that's not right. They should be providing all of the information to you, especially since they keep saying that they're transparent. I mean, that's not transparent, guys. Marty will next do income projections for this. Oh God, every day this man's doing illegal income claims. It's awful. Marty, stop doing that so I can sleep. All you young whippersnappers, when I was a kid, we had to stay up till dawn every damn day. Don't worry, they can't spell it either. True. They can't.
I'm late. Today we're going to go over the Bahamas.
Oh no! See,
requested a few times and different. And once again, I want to say we're going over hypothetical numbers. None of this is really anything. I also am working on a video.
That's Marty. That's not a disclaimer. I don't know why you think that just sitting there going, by the way, this is hypothetical numbers, is a disclaimer. That's not a disclaimer.
Trust is everybody personally for me.
It doesn't count to
But
them.
I do want to say something. Since I've been in this company, probably close to the beginning, there's been some people and some entities out there that just want to rip people apart. I happen to be one of them. And that's okay. I mean, obviously we're getting attention, right? I just want to make something very, very...
Entities? Am I a fucking ghost and I didn't know it? The hell do you mean, entities?
very clear. A lot of stuff's being said. I believe this, and this is my personal opinion. Let's wait and see when we hear from the horse's mouth, okay? When we hear stuff from us. Now, I know a lot of people hear stuff.
But what about Gersminder? See, Marty, you may have had something during this when it was just myself and the recovering HUDbot speaking about it. The issue you're facing is now that Gersminder announced it while you were doing this live stream. So what are you telling us all that we can't trust Gersminder? Is that what you're saying? Oh, does he know that you're telling everyone that they can't trust him? My, oh my. That's not good. Trouble in paradise.
And then they share it and then they believe it's true. How do I know? All the emails going around.
Hey.
If you don't know me by now or believe me by now, I'm not going to change your mind. Sorry, I don't think I can do that. I wish you didn't if you're thinking negative. By the way, the company does not pay me to talk. Nothing. Okay, I'm going to be really frank with you, okay? I am in dire straits, like a lot of you, okay? Dire straits. Things happen. I wound up with another little short guy here. And remember, Dawn's not working. She can't work. We have all these.
Apparently you didn't read it, Marty. You should maybe go back to the Recovering HUDbot's website and read again. She knew that you were going to deny it because the two of you can't tell the truth for 1 second. Okay? So do we need to go and read the little part about that again? Do we need to do that? Because she even left you a little note in it. Right? About how there was proof. So maybe we do. Maybe we do. Let's just do that right quickly, huh? Let's just do that right quickly. It's this paragraph right here we'll read. Well, Onpassive Leadership Council members have known about this upcoming change for some time. They have continued to host their daily live webinars for other Onpassive founders, during which they have failed to disclose the changes coming their way. This includes Marty, Dawn, DeGarmo, and Chris Johnson, both of which have been paid US $8,000 monthly, which is $96,000 a year US annually, to be Ash's mouthpiece. This is what you're responding to, right? At least through June of 2024. We have the receipts, so feel free to deny and lie, Marty and Chris. You know, it's almost like we knew you were going to not tell the truth about it. Jeez, how weird. Did you think that, like, what did you think happened? Do you think that the Recovering HUDbot was just playing around with her calculator one day like you like to do, and she just, like, made up these numbers off the top of her head and decided to put them on her website? I mean, like, where... I'm kind of like, okay, Marty.
Kids, we can't. So we're struggling like most people. Now, for me, I'm talking for me now. I don't want to talk for you. Whatever.
Hey, Raul.
There's a lot of rumors. This is happening. I'm getting this much money and all that. Well, all I can tell you is I'm not. And if I am, I don't know where it went.
Yeah.
and I'm struggling, like I told you. These people, right on, we have proof. I heard. Okay, well, give it to me and tell me what account it's in. I'm missing a lot of money then. Anyway, I would listen. I haven't worked in a regular job for 20 years. Another rumor went out. Well, he's got stuff in his wife's name. Yeah, I'm 400 freaking pounds. I could die any time of a heart attack.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm just telling everybody this is reality. I put everything in my wife's name. I have from the very beginning. Everything. Everything's my wife's name. I don't want to have to hurt and mess with it if that guy here croaks. Am I working on my health? Yeah. Do I feel good? Yeah. But I'm just going to give you the facts. Those are the facts.
Thanks for popping in.
Do I believe in this company more than anything in the planet besides God above? Without a doubt. Why? I've seen proof from day one that the person I'm following, Ashley Farah, has never, ever lied to me.
Here's the thing. You can put stuff in like your spouse's name to an extent. Okay? Like, for example, in my house, the utilities are in my name. All right? And then it was that way even when my husband was the one that was working. He was the only one working. It was still in my name and he paid the bills. But there's a difference between putting like the utilities in your spouse's name of the house that you share, right? Or signing up on behalf of you, like your spouse for something. Like you want her to sign up for something and she's like, oh, I can't fill out the form right now, so maybe you do it for her. I'd even argue that that's okay as long as she's the one that signs, right? But there's a difference with that and then what you're doing. See, you're pretending to be her in the system of this business, which means that you're trying to run a business in her name as if you were her. And that is considered stolen identity. It's identity theft. Yeah, you can identity theft your own spouse. In fact, in domestic violence situations and relationships, that happens quite often. It's called financial abuse. So, yeah, that can happen. And that's what you're doing, Marty. That's illegal. That's fraud. That's not just, oh, I put everything in my wife's name. Yeah, cool. Everything's in my name in this house. The internet's in my name. The gas is in my name. I'm the first one named on the lease. Like, what's your point? But here's the other thing. It doesn't make any sense because things that are in my husband's name, which there are some, like, it's not like if he were to pass away, I'm then fucked and I can't do anything about it. Because we're legally married. He's my spouse. So I would be able, if he passed away, to access that stuff and like switch it over into my name. So your little excuse here of, oh, well, I just do everything in her name and we just put everything in her name because what if something happens to me? It's fucking stupid. No, you cannot run a business in her name. You can't. Okay? You can't. That's not legal. And that's the issue. That's what we're telling you. Okay? And then you just keep digging your hole bigger because you basically admit it here. You're like, yeah, everything's in her name. Okay, well, it can't be. She's not the one running this business. She's not the one on the webinars. She's not the one deciding what's being bought and everything. You can't do that. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're talking about this like it's fine. And I'm like, no, bud, you're now admitting to identity theft and fraud on the fucking internet. Good job. Maybe we need some clapping seals for this one. Yeah, good job. Good job, Marty. Real smart. You really got us.
Never. Did things work out the way they should have? No. Bad things happen. But I went back, I looked at all the history of all these big companies and bad things happen. And guess what? they had these little gnats and flies all over them when they were coming up through to launch a company, where people said, "You're no good. This is no good. He's doing this. He's doing that."
See, you're right. Like if she gave permission, then she should know, though, they can get in trouble for fraud. It is still fraud. And I would never do that, because what if they divorce and she gets mad at him and she decides that she wants nothing to do with his Onpassive fucking accounts here and what he's got going on with all these scams, and then she wants to take her name back? You never know what the future holds. It's just not a great idea. Not a good idea. Let's not do that. I cannot say it's a good idea as a wife. Like, I'm putting myself in that position, and I'm also putting myself in Marty's position, and I'm like, no, like, that's still fraud. It's not a good idea. Let's not do that. He is learning a lot from Ash, right? Sir, Onpassive never wake up because it's a scam company. Is it right or wrong? And you are a broker, not a founder or membership only YouTube broker. What happened? Next impressions, boom. So Onpassive is a scam. It is right that it's a scam. The company is wrong. It is now being rebranded to Onfusiont. I'm not sure what a YouTube broker is. I make YouTube content as a consumer advocate to protect the consumers from scams and companies taking advantage of them on YouTube. And what happened to Next Impressions? I don't know. You'd have to ask Ash about that. You know? You'd have to ask him. At the moment, both my husband and I both have certain things in our individual names for credit building purposes. Exactly. And that's what you should be doing, by the way. Like, it should not all be in one person's name. Like, there's other things that my husband has in his name, because I'm like, I have this stuff in my name and now you have that stuff in your name. You know, like, that's what you should be doing. It's very strange that Marty, like, it makes me wonder about his credit. Then it's probably awful. Just saying. It's still disability fraud. Doesn't matter if it's in Dawn's name. Marty is doing the work. Yes. It would be fraud because he would have to claim it. Right? And you guys are saying that he wants to get out of having to claim his work here with Onpassive to his disability, because his work here is in Dawn's name. And we believe that that's why Marty has this in Dawn's name, really. So that anything he makes from this, right, doesn't bite him in the ass or take from his disability. Now, you may be asking, but why did he plan for that? That's a really good question. Maybe it's something he's always done. And maybe it's just how he's always committed fraud with disability. I don't know. I don't know. I always think of how people come up with these things to break the law, because I don't know. I'm a normal person. I'm not really one to sit around thinking about how I can do things to break the law. So I'm always kind of like, how did you even come up with this? What made you go, I should commit fraud with my disability? That's just not a good idea. Let's not do that. Funny how Chris and Marty always say they ignore negative naysayer channels, yet seem to know everything we are saying. Oh, well, Chris has a very different tune in this one. I really hope these two idiots get investigated by relevant authorities, including declaring taxes. Well, you know, they probably will, because they're in this way too deep. Hello, Thomas. Dagon. Hello, Serene. Good to see you.
Go look in history. Just go look. And that stuff doesn't bother me. It bothers me that people are listening to somebody that doesn't have an alternative. I just want to tell you, if somebody said, Marty, I think you should be doing something else. And I said, what? And they offer something that I've done 1,000 times, I would say, No, thank you. There is no plan B. I don't have anywhere else to go. I'm not looking. I don't have any desire. I've done all that for 20 years. But I just want to tell you, I will never try to convince you. I can't. I could just.
Why did you retire just to do MLMs on the internet? I don't understand. Because you're at like retirement age. You have money coming in from a pension and from disability. So I don't understand why. Why do you have to be doing MLM? I don't really understand. Like, why don't you just enjoy your grandchildren and your wife and like, do you have to be doing a job? Because maybe there's something else going on with you that you should go and figure out with a therapist.
Who I am, and people that know me know who I am. If somebody is spending, this is really bizarre for me. Let's say I'm a moron, okay? And I'm in this company for 6 years. What an idiot. Am I an idiot or the person chasing me telling me I'm wrong for 4 or 5 years? I think they look pretty dumb too.
You act like all the recovering Hunbot and I do is sit here and cover you two, and all we do is sit here and beg for your attention or something. I even did an entire video explaining to the two of you what a consumer advocate was and explaining to you why we cover this scam. And you still don't fucking understand it. I don't get it. How much more clear could I make it? I'll explain it again. Right now, as somebody that covers cult manipulation tactics, that multi-level marketing and network marketing and online businesses and communities use in order to harm people, steal their money, steal their time, take all their energy, whatever harm people means, okay? It can mean many things. I cover that. I am a consumer advocate who speaks out about scams. You run scam. It's in real time, okay? The last cult that I discussed and was following is Love Has Won and Ekankar, which were also happening in real time. Except they can get a little bit depressing. I'll admit it. You know, it's a little bit harder with the religious cults. They can get very, very dark. So this one forming right now and kind of happening how it is ends up being a perfect example of a cult of personality forming right before our eyes. It's like doing a case study. It's looking at how this thing is forming, how all of you react to everything, how Ash comes out here and lies to everyone, how he misses a deadline and everything blows up in your faces, but you still have this blind faith and loyalty to him. And as someone that speaks out about all these different manipulation tactics, you have provided me example after example after example. As somebody who speaks out about illegal income claims, you've been doing one every single day for the past month. Thanks, Marty. You make it really easy for me too when you cut it down and put it in a 5-minute video for me to download it and send it to the Federal Trade Commission. So thank you. Because you keep breaking the law every day. And somebody has to keep track of you day to day to day to day to day because of the lying that you do and how you try to rewrite history and stuff. Like, if we weren't doing that, you would be duping way more people. But it just ended up being the most perfect example and one that we can talk about and we can kind of joke a bit more about. I was saying to someone in comments earlier where I was talking to someone and I was kind of explaining to them why we do this too. And I said, you know, this cult is a lot lighter to cover. It's easier to cover MLM cults because although, yes, they hurt people and they can get quite dark at times like Nexium, which I've also covered and deep dove into and discussed all the manipulation tactics in and etc. At the same time, a lot of the time, it can be a lot lighter. We can find a lot more comedy in it. And it's more appropriate to be comedic in this kind of cult content than it is if I'm covering Jonestown and that massacre, for example. And I find that oftentimes covering cults, the content is extremely, extremely heavy. And as someone with a trauma disorder that can get triggered quite easily by topics, I want to cover it in a way so that people like me can watch it and we can learn all the same information, but maybe without a lot of the darkness and the triggers, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll cover some dark stuff and I'll cover some things because you have to when you're covering cults. You can't just ignore all of the dark stuff. But I like to try to focus a lot of my energy also on things like this. And yours just happen to be kind of a perfect example. And it's like the more I watch, the more you show me great examples of manipulation. Even this right now, this speech you're doing to everyone, this is you trying to manipulate all of the members in this cult. And it's fascinating. And it's fascinating to hear what you're going to say. And it's fascinating to hear how and see how everyone reacts. And it's fascinating when we're watching this and I'm speaking out about it, but then people are still coming with pink hand emojis in the chat because they don't even realize that I'm one of the naysayers, because you've signed up people that have no clue what they're even in. All they know is that they have to show up at chats with pink hand wavings saying, I love Onpassive, and then money's allegedly coming. And it's like, wow, they've brainwashed a lot of people, but then you're also not what's expected of normal cult leaders either. And it's funny because when I speak about cults, I'm usually talking about how the leader is very charismatic and intelligent and women would be into him because he's good looking or something like that. And it's like, it's almost like you're all the exact opposite of these traits that we normally prescribe to cult leaders, yet somehow it's still happening in the same way. And Ash can't execute anything like a Jim Jones or even a Mother God, because you're like, this man has zero intelligence. And every time he tries to plan something, it just never happens. But somehow, even though he misses the mark every time, the loyalty that you have is still there. The blind faith in him is still there. And I'm constantly trying to get people to understand that sometimes people fall into these things and it becomes bigger than them. People don't understand manipulation over the internet. They have this idea like, oh, something happens, you just turn off your computer and walk away. There, you've left the company. What's the problem? It's a scam. And it's like, no, there's coercive control at play here. And it's new on the internet. And I'm constantly trying to find ways to show that we have a huge problem, especially here on YouTube. And you check that box too, because all of your cult stuff, dude, it's all on YouTube. It was like, I couldn't have created a better example of the kind of thing I was looking for to cover as a cult. You're an MLM. You're a YouTube community cult. You got a cult of personality. You don't got products and you lie to everyone. You make illegal income claims. Heck, you even started making illegal medical claims this year, man. You are a perfect example of every single thing that's wrong in corporate America. So as a consumer advocate, it's my job to point these things out. And as someone that speaks out about cult manipulation, like I said, it's perfect. And it's like, I don't understand why. Is it just like because you're a narc, so you can't see outside of yourself and Onpassive? So you don't understand that, like, me and the recovering Hunbot's job is not just you? Like, is that what it is? Because I'm like, I don't know how to explain it and break it down for you any less. My 10-year-old daughter understands what I'm doing. Come on, Marty. Come on. It drives me nuts. It's like, and the fact that you don't see that just goes to show how manipulated you are.
Right? I mean, obviously, I'm not listening to you, so go move on to somebody else. I mean, I just don't understand it. And I don't understand why.
Well, you seem to be listening real hard because you seem to know every single thing that was said in the Recovering Hunbot's website, Marty. I mean, did you go there and read it, Marty? Are you sure you didn't? Because you seem to know every single word on it.
Well, it's taken a while.
I think you might have memorized it.
Be bad. No, bad. You're putting this here. I don't feel anything bad. Do what I like things have gone better and smoother and quicker? Yeah. But do I believe there's a reason for everything? Yeah. Why? Because every time something bad happens, a new door opens, it seems to be bigger and better.
Wait, but what if the reason for Onpassive is to wake people up to this cult-like mentality and this scam? And then the real reason was to reach people in places that don't normally have the education about these things and then teach them about it. How do you know that that wasn't God's purpose for this scam? You don't know why God got Onpassive to exist, right? Maybe that was why. I'm just saying.
Either way, for all of us to have an opportunity that can change our lives, it has to be massive. I mean, that's not brain surgery. So what's going on is massive. Has Ash run into things that he didn't know were going to happen? Yes, obviously. He didn't have a blueprint. Okay, Ash, this is month 1. This is what's going to happen. This is month 37.
What?
And this crap is going to hit the fan, and you're going to do this and this and this, and then you get on the other side, and this. You don't have a magic, a crystal ball. Things happen. And something really good like this and big.
Okay, no, but the thing is with Ash, it's everything happens. Everything happens to this man. It's like you couldn't make more mistakes trying to run a business if you tried. It's almost like he went, how could I do everything wrong? And then did it over and over and over again for 6 years. Like, and then he takes no accountability. And these people don't put any on him. They're all like, oh no, he sacrificed for us. Again, that cult-like mentality. And although it's frustrating to watch sometimes, and I know that my chat just wants to scream at some of you sometimes and go, wake up! Like CC, Chris from New York, Westchester County. But it's kind of like that's, again, the manipulation here.
Bad things happen. I know it. I was expecting it. I didn't know what, but I knew it wasn't going to be a smooth ride. I thought through the journey and all of us talking and getting together and building a relationship that would help us get through it. Most of it did. That's why a lot of us are here, and it's okay. But I just want to say, whatever you're hearing, for one thing, if you hear something bad about me and Chris and you're wondering, then you really don't know me. If you're not wondering, then that's great. But if you share it, you're not only wondering, you're starting to believe it. And if you believe it, there's nothing I can do.
I just react to what you say on the internet publicly to promote a business, apparently. So I review your business publicly, and I review your public words on YouTube. So if you don't want us to say something bad about you, maybe don't say bad things. Because I only react to what you say.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not paid. I'm not paid. I have helped more people build a business than anybody else in this company, I believe. Myself, Mike, and Dan have helped other people build as much as anybody in this company. Let's put it that way. Maybe not more. So I'm not greedy. I want to make enough where I don't have to worry about money. I said that from the very beginning. I could go promote anything right now and make money. Guarantee it. But I don't want to. I want to build relationships. I want to have fun. That's why I go to trivia. I go here. But don't get this stupid thing in your mind that I'm piling money. Where's all this money coming from? We know that there's not money coming into the company. We know it. We're not selling anything. So come on, a little bit, use common sense. And
Okay, except the SEC proves that Ash has pocketed $108 million. And we all know he has millions in crypto. So, you know that crypto's public. Okay, anyway. So I need you to really think about this, Marty. Really think if you want to continue lying about this. At this point, you and Chris are at the point where you're almost as at fault for promoting Onpassive as Ash Mufara is. And at this point, we're at the point where if these O founders in the US wanted to get together, especially in the US wanted to get together, and they wanted to sue the two of you, they would be able to. I don't know how you're not more careful about what you say.
anybody that spends their life, a living, their time on tearing other people down, I don't get that. I don't even understand that.
Me either. I was talking about the lolcow live industry recently, and how I don't understand it because it's a bunch of people just screaming at each other and arguing, and I can't even understand what they're saying. But people are watching it, and it's like, I don't know what's going on. It's just a bunch of people tearing each other up and then torturing people on the internet. Weird. I find that problematic. I don't understand that either. It's a good thing that none of us over here do that, though. I mean, it's a good thing. I speak out about some bad behavior, and that may seem negative at times, but it's all for good. It's all for the greater good. Something you need to learn about, the greater good. Okay? So even if I appear negative sometimes when I'm reacting to you, it's to do good. The intention is to, I know I'm not going to wake you up, but maybe I'll wake up an O founder who comes across this and goes, you know, what she's saying to these guys is kind of what I'm thinking at the back of my mind whenever I watch them. And that's why the Recovering Hunbot does it too. And that's why we're so open and allowing of all of them to come in the chat. Unlike you, I don't time out everyone in Onpassive like you time out anyone that asks a question. I let them come in and say, I love Onpassive and you're mean and whatever they want to say. So just think, Marty. Going forward, just think, because what's your purpose? You're positive. Oh, yeah, you do toxic positivity as often as you can. I mean, this stream is very positive. And I've covered a lot of webinars that haven't seen that positive. Your hero's New Year's Eve party was dry as fuck, okay? All right, if that's positive, we got a problem. But but at least it's you being positive, though, is doing bad. You're keeping this toxic positivity so that you can continue to manipulate and dupe people into a scam. So even though you claim to always be positive, it's for bad. The intention is bad. So even if I get negative here every once in a while and call you a fucking doofus or go, oh my God, this guy is acting like a moron, or I don't know. Those are like the worst things I've said about you, honestly. It's still because you'll be lying or you'll be doing an illegal income claim. And I'm just like, had it up to here with them, you know? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, does this guy ever quit? And ultimately, it's, again, for good. So when you make content, I urge people of the world who are out here making content, really think about what are your intentions? What are you making this for? Are you just making it to be negative and spread negativity and be like, bit, 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 bit? Or is there something else? Are you doing it for a positive reason? I think it's very, very important to do that. And I'm constantly doing that. I very seldom come out here and just do a react to do a react. There's always a greater purpose to what I'm showing people. Even in these You know, it's like, okay, I'll show them doing this, but it's because I want to prove this about these types of cults. And it's that intention that you have to make sure is always a good intent. Everything I do is with good intent. Everything you do, although it may have toxic positivity, bad intent. I hope that helps. Because there is this like kind of misrepresentation out here that like toxic positivity is automatically good intentions. And it's like, no, just because people seem positive in their video does not mean that they have good intentions. We cannot be doing that. Don't start thinking that way. I'm just here bear witness to the misery and devastation when this thing fails. Albs is a little bit of a sadist. 6-year positive. Support group for former founders. Honestly, I wish, like, it's so hard because it's not like when people leave cults, there is like cult recovery shelters. Like it's not taken as seriously as it should be in society. And these are just as dangerous to people's minds and their lives as a severe religious cult. These can also end in worse illegal activities like Nexium. These can also end like Jonestown. I wish that people would realize that all of it is problematic and worrisome, and we do need to create more support for people after they leave. Aren't Chris, Marty, Mike, and Red, as well as the others that keep up this scam, actually scammers too? What is actually going on with Onpassive? They're trying to rebrand right now because they're being sued by the SEC for $108 million. So they're trying to rebrand to Onfusiont. And Gersminder announced that today, and this is their reaction. Apparently, we lied about it, and I don't know if they're going to bring up Gersminder.
I really don't. I don't understand why you would waste that time, because some of those people are pretty sharp. They could have done things positive for people. But it's okay if people tear me down, but I just want to say, you know who I am. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm here every day. You know everything about me. You're in my freaking living room. We shut off the TV. I got little guys here looking at me go, hurry up, I want to play. You know, I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. So I'm not negative. I just I don't get it. I don't get time and effort spent on negativity and people coming out. They could come after me. There's nothing I can do. They're going to play this. Look at Marty. He's crying on the camera. I'm not crying. I just don't get it. But the facts are, there was a time 4 years ago that I got COVID, and Dawn got it. When the kids started getting it, we were freaking out of commission. No, I didn't die, obviously, I'm here. And at this point in time, I had built up a friendship with Mr. Mufareh, and he sent food to the house. Ooh, shut the barn down.
Thank you, Violet.
He's paid for people's hotels, motels overseas. He's paid for stuff we don't even know. He's bought laptops. He's bought phones. He's bought motorcycles. He's bought cars. That's who he is, okay? But paying me as an employee for the company never, ever, ever, ever happened. Ever. For one thing, I wouldn't take it because I would feel bad. The other thing is Ash would never, ever do it. Ever. He said it from the very beginning. You can't work with...
Never, ever. Sorry. Outcast came out there.
Work with a company and being an affiliate. Proven fact. Kamal. For Kamal to come over, he had to give up his position. And he did. So let that go. And I don't want to talk about this ever again. If you think I'm that person and you're an Onpassive, don't come to my live. I wouldn't listen to me. But if you don't, thank you. And I love everybody that's still fighting ahead, because in a very short amount of time, this will all be gone. And by the way, if somebody had something on Mr. Mufareh, would he still be walking around after 6-7 years? Come on, it just doesn't even make sense. But don't listen, I'm going to tell you something. If you got it somewhere.
How do you say things like that? How do you say if somebody had something on Mr. Mufareh, would he still be walking around? Like, what is this to you? Like, if someone had something on Mr. Mufareh, you got a whole investigation into you by the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission. It's not just me and the recovering Hunbot sitting here going, this thing's a scam. It's not just Spencer Cornelia doing videos on you, going, this thing's fucking crazy. Okay, and that's not what it is. It's not just a bunch of people on YouTube speaking out like Honest Critic. You can't chalk it up to that when you have this going on. And this is the reason why everything's happening right now. So for you to be like, oh, if somebody had something, they do. Folders of it. I mean, like, there's a lot over the last several years. So I don't even know how you can make a statement like that when you know about this. Ash has even said, yes, this is a thing. It's not like Ash has completely been hiding it. He tried to for a long time. But then I went on his webinar, so he decided to tell everyone on it before I went up there. Because that's what you guys do. And that's what you're trying to do with this Onfusiont now. Is you're trying to act like we didn't out it. And like Ash had said it on Christmas Eve or something. And it's like, no. No. But I don't know how you can make these statements. It's like just straight up lies. If somebody had something on him, it's a civil case, Marty. He doesn't get arrested for it. So if you're trying to pull the card of, oh, well, he's not in jail, so obviously he's done nothing wrong, you can't even say that to me. I'm of the belief that there's a lot of people that do a lot of wrong things and they also aren't in jail. So, you know, people do get away with murder. So I don't even know if that's a defense. Doesn't work for me.
Where they're being negative, and by you going and look, it promotes them. Listen, for me, some of the stuff being said now is slander.
Right.
And that's a different story. And I can work on that privately. It has nothing to do with you guys.
Exactly, though, Violet says, the fact Ash can't legally leave the country must tell you something is very wrong. Thanks, Joe. It must tell you something's very, very wrong. Right? So, why is that so? Why is that a thing?
But, I mean, it's going too far. Let's just, look, you can say he's fat, he's goofy looking, he doesn't know what he's talking about, he's lying about, okay. But when you start attacking people.
We don't just start going, oh my God, look at these people, they're so fat. All right, I'm not Girl World. You're not Chantel Foodie Beauty. Calm down, April Lynn Reed. Is that her name? I don't even know. That's right. Ash can't leave the country. What do you say to that? Yeah, like he literally cannot leave. Like, it's just like, how do you say these statements? You know better.
People personally, it's just not true. I'm not getting paid by the company. I can't get paid by the company, and I won't.
What are you going to do? Are you going to sue the recovering Hunbot? You're going to sue her because she put on her website that you got paid by the company and that she had proof of it? Like, you do realize that if you did go through with that, then you would have to prove in all of your finances. Right? And now here's where we get into an issue, Marty, because then you would also have to walk into a court of law and tell them that you've signed up for Onpassive as Dawn DeGarmo. So I'm sorry, sweetheart, but guess what that means? That means you couldn't sue her at all. You kind of shot yourself in the foot when you did that. But if you want to walk into a legal court and explain to them that you're committing fraud and that you want them to help you with a slander because you're committing fraud, not only with an illegal fraudulent pyramid scheme being sued by the SEC for $108 million, but also by signing up as your wife, you can do that. I don't know if they'll take your case, dude. Might get you into some trouble.
I'm not going to get paid by the company. Dawn's going to get paid by the company. I'm not taking that salary for anything. Frick, I'm barely surviving. Anyway, I'm going to get that out in the open. I don't want to talk about this ever again. But remember, if you think something's true and don't send it to me, I'll tell you what the truth
And the
is.
funny thing is, if he ever did try to pull that, he'd say Dawn is the one getting paid. You'll notice in the paragraph, this includes Marty, Dawn, DeGarmo. So either way, the recovering humbug didn't lie.
Freak, you know my whole life.
She
All of you
included
know my
it.
whole life. I've been in front of this camera 6 years, 5 years. You know my dogs, you know my bird, you know this little guy, you know Dawn, you know my Christmas trees. Now dog's about to come up and lick me in the face. I knew it. Anyway, no, maybe I'll get spared out. Anyway, so
It is a cute
I'm so
dog.
happy he's not licking me. But thank you, everybody. I really thank you. And you don't want to hear this. I'm really not whining. I just don't get it. I don't like it because I think we can move forward. I love going to different countries and making up stuff. And I am doing a video that.
And you love, Jesus Christ, if you've ever told the truth before, that's the only true statement you've made. You love going to other countries and making stuff up. That's the problem, Marty. That's the fucking problem.
Explains my personal opinion. But trust me, I don't want to convince you of anything. I never want to talk you into staying in this journey. Never. Never. I want to explain it. I hope you see what I see. And that's all I can hope for. Do I want to twist your arm and talk you into it? No. Why? Because I'm going to have to do it every day. When you feel like I feel, you're here. If you don't, you're not. But if you don't feel it, what do you have to lose? Walk away. We're not owed anything. For what?
You are, though. These people are owed the business opportunity that you promised to them. And you also promised them that they were going to help you save all of humanity. That's the thing, Marty. You can't come out here and make promises to people and tell people that things are going to happen and then turn around and tell them that you never said that to them. Well, why do you expect something from me? Hey, you should follow me because I'm going to save all of humanity. And I'm also going to make you millions of dollars. Why are you following me, telling me I owe you something? You can't do that. Don't do that. Stop it. Stop it.
$97 I spent 6 years ago, and I got a video conferencing platform for like a year and a half.
No, you didn't.
Come on. And he gave.
What are you talking about a year and a half? Connect started September 1st of 2013. Your entire website went down on June 27th, or 2013, sorry, 2023. Your whole website went down June 27th of 2024. How is that a year and a half? How is that a year and a half? You didn't even make it to the next September. It wasn't even a year. From September 2023 till June 2024, that's now a year and a half? Oh, well, news to me. News to me. Interesting.
Take the money back so I could pay for that monthly thing, what I got for 13 months, 14, 15 months. It just seems ridiculous to me. What money has he collected? You know, I've been in all of the businesses before Onpassive.
What do you mean, what money has he collected, Marty? What, are you serious? We have to go through this again? He collected $108 million. The SEC's complaint alleges. They've done this so many times. That since 2018, the defendants have fraudulently raised over $108 million from over 800,000 investors across the globe, including in the U.S. So what do you mean? What do you mean, what money did he make? They even go on further to let you know that the money was all spent on their own stuff. All right? So, I don't even know, man. You're on some shit today, Marty.
I paid a monthly payment every month, no matter how much I made. In the first 5-6 years, I made nothing that's worth talking about. If I broke even, I was celebrating, which cost every cent. I broke even, now I'm in the debt again. Never. I paid every month, $100, $200, $150, $100, every single month.
Okay, just because this isn't making people pay every single month, thank God for that, right? Doesn't mean that it's not a scam. Doesn't mean that it's not harmful. Just because it's not stealing money from people also doesn't mean that it's not harmful. You're taking other things from people that they can never get back. They can replace their money. Yeah. But what about the last 6 years of their life? The 12 hours a day on webinars that you've taken from these people, the time with their family, their energy, the number of people you probably put into depression over this thing. You don't think of any of that. You don't give a fuck. Right?
I paid $97 6 years ago. Come on. Love y'all. Anyway, we're going to go to the Bahamas. Wait a minute. I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
I want to talk myself out.
No, we got to do another income claim.
Anyway, love you all. I mean that. Don't take it as negative. I know it's going to blow. Don't go to these channels. If you go to the channels, they win. If they have something to offer you, Plan B, and it's better than this, take it.
I don't care about the views from the people in Onpassive, but I do want them to wake up, and I want them to realize that they shouldn't continuously pour their energy, their time, or their money into this, because it's not going to turn into anything, you know? And like Devils said, Marty knows we are right, but he also knows that his followers didn't bother to read the court documents, so he gets away with lying about it, especially when he says this to them. Right? Especially when he's like, oh, don't go watch it. Don't go pay attention to it. If you were so sure that everything that we said was a lie, that we will make ourselves look really bad by insulting you and doing nothing but calling you fat all day, then wouldn't you want to send your people over here? What would you be so worried about? The only reason why you don't want them to watch us is because we speak the truth. And then you hate it when people come over here and they find out something like about the Onfusiont, and then they start messaging you about it. And they ask you for answers. You don't want to then have to show up in a live stream and talk about this because, look, you get very upset. You're very, very upsetty spaghetti today.
If you're getting better than what Mr. Park can offer, go get it. No, I'm telling everybody, you got a Plan B that's better than this, freaking run for the hills. Go, go, go. Newsflash. There's nothing there. This is the best thing you could ever hope for.
And there's this weird thing where they're all like, there is no other choice but Onpassive. On Facebook today, I ended up getting a message under one of my posts in one of the Onpassive groups, basically saying, and what else are they supposed to do besides Onpassive? Go and kill themselves? And I was like, it's worrisome that there's people that think that if this doesn't pan out, there is nothing else. And for you to put that into people's brains, that's not empowering them. Without Onpassive, you'll be nothing. That's like what my ex-abusive boyfriend used to tell me all the time. Without me, you'll be fucking nothing. There's nothing else for you out in the world but me. Like, that's what you sound like to me right now. There's nothing else for you but Onpassive. This is the only thing in life that will ever matter. Without this, you have nothing. What is that? No company should be telling you that. No job should be telling you that. Nobody should be telling you that. That's creepy.
Anyway, here's the Bahamas. Chris, smile. I'm going to... There we go. Look at that head. All right, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Lord.
Hello, hello. Hey, today, let's go to the Bahamas.
Oh, no,
I don't want to go there. Friends. And what
I do want to go to the Bahamas. The Bahamas looks beautiful. It's one of the few places I haven't been. But I don't want to go there with Marty doing illegal income claims there. That's not how anyone wants to go to the damn Bahamas. All right?
Family in Bahamas, for sure.
Oh, no.
So, let's see what we got going on here. Now, Bahamas are a territory.
Right. You don't need to offer a Plan B. Because I feel like everyone that's in Onpassive could find success doing something else with their life. Because they are all that awesome. and they can be successful in their lives and they can find fulfillment with their lives, even if they don't have Onpassive. I believe that. It's a shame that Marty and Chris don't see the people that are allegedly their family members in that way. And they look at them as a bunch of people who couldn't do anything in their lives unless they had Onpassive. Like I said, it's not very empowering, you know? I thought that whole thing was that there's no plan B. Now there's Onfusiont. Is that not plan B? Right? I guess you could argue even Onpassive 2.0 kind of sounds like plan B, right?
Story of the United States. And I have a breakdown here.
Oh no.
This fluctuates too, by the way. But we have the Bahamas, Nassau, and Freeport.
There was no disclaimer at the start of this either, Marty. Just, you know, I told you that it didn't matter, not because I wanted you to take it out. It's because I wanted you to actually do the fucking disclaimer right. There is a way to put a disclaimer at the start of these so that you're technically maybe not breaking the law as much, at least not as much. Or maybe I can't go after you for it. And you can't even do that right. Even when I give you instructions, do I have to write it out for you and put it on a slide and send it to you as a video?
They got BSD. That's what their money's considered.
You, remember?
But it's equivalent to a
So
US
I ain't doing it because I ain't saving you, remember?
dollar. It's 1-to-1. So it makes this very, very simple. So the annual income in the Bahamas is $46,700. Monthly comes out to $3,892, and then you have the commissions there. Now, by the way, the commissions are just hypothetical. It could be any number. Okay, so I don't want to emphasize because I got to watch what I say. People think, well, that's what we're getting. I don't know. I believe we will be paid unbelievably generously. Okay, let's put it that way. I think we'll do very well. We know that already.
Oh, no, you don't.
That different areas like the Bahamas, right? You can look at that and say, well, I'm making $3,892 a month, or $3,167, or $3,120 in Freeport, you know, and say, if I could make 50% of that a month, 50% more, which would be $1,500, $1,600, that would be what a blessing that would be for most people, right? Because getting a 50% increase in what you're bringing home is mind blowing. And we're going to, and let me explain this again. Here's the cool thing about the company that we're in. We're not going to have one product. We're not going to have two. We're not going to have three. We're going to have many. And we're going to be in many sectors, you know, from video conference.
Oh my God, you're right. There are people that went and got Onpassive tattooed on them. Oh no. Oh my. Well, let's hope that they can change it somehow.
Saying to page building, we're going to be into education, which is huge. Education, such a big deal for Mr. Mufar, always has been. I love the idea of getting involved in education, online e-learning, because my grandchildren, thank God, are very, very smart kids. But schooling's a mess, and I'm not blaming the teachers, but schooling's a mess. So many people send their kids to go there as babysitters, and they're not. They're there to educate our children. But I think if we can get better education around the world, where anybody, not because,
Bernie, you don't know anything about babysitting. You don't even take after your grandchildren.
Because of where you live or where you're born, can get a really, really good education. I think we're working towards that. So that'll be fantastic. Anyway, here's what I want you to look at. To match these salaries, or at least get 50%, is a killer. And I love the idea that we can at least look at it. You could come back and say, okay, I live in the Bahamas. Here's what I'm making. And every time you get a commission at whatever value, whether it's a $100 product and you get 25%, or a $50 product, you get 25%. And the other beauty of this, let's remember one thing very important. If you have 50 customers and they're buying product A, whatever that is, and they love it. And remember, the products are in high demand. These aren't made up stuff.
No,
These aren't
they're
stuff that
not.
we got to convince people they need it. It's in high demand now. So, but imagine.
Yeah. When you release the O Connect, everyone switched from Zoom. Yeah, no, for sure. High demand. You showed us. Yeah.
You have 50 customers, 60 or 100, doesn't matter. And new products come out. Some of these customers are going to buy or purchase more than one product.
Oh my God.
Mind blowing. And all of these products will be, there'll be some kind of subscription, whether it's monthly, every 3 months, every 4 months, once a year. Every time they pay for it and they're in your business, you get a commission. And you can work towards something.
Well, you see, Ash has to change the Onpassive name because of the fact that you guys are being sued for $108 million for running a fraudulent multi-level marketing scheme and unregistered offerings. So because of that, Ash has tried to detach himself from the Onpassive name. It's not going to help you, but he likes trying things. Aren't you glad?
And I believe this, whatever the numbers are, whatever we make, I believe this 100%. There's nothing, absolutely nothing out there that's going to give you this opportunity. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a guru or you're not a guru or you're one of the 97, 98% that just get used and abused.
Do you think that Marty considers himself a guru? Probably, eh?
This is the biggest and the best possibility for you on the planet. I believe that. I have 20 years experience. I did learn how to drive targeted traffic, believe it or not. But the downfall was I couldn't bring anybody with me. It feels so much better to be able to chat with people and know that they...
I don't know what you're talking about, because you've been in a bunch of multi-level marketing companies. And as someone that covers them and has been for 5 years, every single one of them, their whole gig is that you can take people with you. So, like, I don't know how Marty DeGurmo apparently managed to find the only MLM schemes out there that don't claim that you can build a downline and then take people with you towards success. That is literally the point of MLMs. They use that selling point to claim that you should buy from them and join them and not go to like other small businesses or corporate, even though they're corporate in disguise, pretending to be small businesses to dupe housewives and army wives to hand over all their money. Okay? Like, I don't understand, Marty. You keep saying this, and I'm like, that makes no sense. It's literally what all MLMs say, is that you can bring people with you. So, and all the ones you have been in definitely have said that.
Can build and they can increase their income no matter how fast it is. It's a heck of a lot faster than waiting for a raise every year. Most of us work 40 years, and then when we retire, we don't have enough to live. And then you get Social Security or whatever you get. If some of you do, you're expected to live on less than what you always made. Anyway, so Bahamas, this is what it is. I think the possibilities are amazing. And like I said, I have a lot of friends and family in Bahamas, and you can look at all the different stuff. This is a description that I'm going to use in my YouTube channel. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. I'll do another country. I'll try to do a country every day. I'm here every day. It's me, myself, and Chris Johnson, 9 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, love you all. And just think about this as something you can grab this if you live in this country and say, all right, I'm going to chop away. And maybe your goal is...
This is the worst thing you can grab if you live in this country to do anything. Devil says Marty considers himself a marketing genius. He has tons of experience working for this company called Dunning and Kruger. Marty admits most of his friends have deserted him after he tried to convince them to buy a founder position. Yet he says it's easy to convince 10 people to invest in Onpassive, right? This means more future holidays of no gifts. These Onpassive OF kids are not going to experience Christmas. That is what it means. What income for single zero? $0. You don't have any products. You cannot get any merchants. and you're going to have $0 until the SEC case, for at least until April of 2026. So I hope that answers your question. It's not going to go as they show it would. Founders will first demand their pending commissions. Duh. And that's why they want to do the rebrand. Because those commissions, that wasn't Onfusiont. That was Onpassive. Okay? So now Ash is expecting everyone to just forget about it. Forget about all $40 million owed commissions. You're owed that, too bad. Forget about it. Get nothing. You get no money now, starting from scratch. But they claim that this isn't going to change anything for them. Okay.
To match that salary right there. Maybe your goal is to match that. Imagine getting double income. Maybe your goal is, the first goal is to make 10% of that. You know, a year. Or here, $3,800. Maybe your goal is to make 10%. $390.
Oh God, math with Marty
Right?
is so boring.
20%. $390, $800 a month. Close to it. So anyway, that's what we have to look at, work with, work for. That helps you set up little goals. Anyway, thank you very much.
What?
Anyway, let me post something here so you all can see it.
You actually think, Marty, that people are watching your illegal income claim videos and they're like, wow, thank you, Marty. Now I can set my business goals based on this, even though you even admit that it's all hypothetical. Thanks for stopping in, Baron. Come on, Marty. These numbers are all hypothetical. We're just playing around, doing some math, guys. Don't take them too seriously. SEC, please. But definitely use them to set your goals for your future business. Okay.
Hiya, Jacob.
As you can read on the bottom, I made a mistake.
Did you just hiss? Did you just hiss at your grandson for making noise? That was so gross. The hell was that? Like, he's a kid just being a kid in his house. That's what you have to realize. Like right now, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but off and on throughout this stream, my daughter dances in her room and she blares music. Okay. And I don't know if you can hear it because it's pretty good where I am in the living room. Like she can't really hear me either. The way our place is laid out, there's a lot in between. But I can hear it and I can feel her little feet dancing around her room. All right. I couldn't imagine if she like came out here and said something. Like I've been like, yeah, 1 second, sweetie, let me just finish what I'm doing. But like, the hell was that? Who were that? My God. Chalupa and salsa would have a bigger draw if they were explaining the economics of dog bones. It's true. It's true.
Bahamas is not a territory of the United States. That's Puerto Rico. I made a mistake. I will change the video before I post it.
Are
It
you
was brought up to me also. I realized when I did it, when I was playing, I go, oh my God, I don't know why I said that. But anyway, I was also reminded by the one and only Get It Butler. So anyway, I'll fix that before. It's coming on at noon.
Yes.
It'll be fixed before it comes on. Anyway, let me think. Is there anything else I want to give you?
This shows that you are not a perfect person, Marty. That's
And you would think, with the company paying me all that money, I would have done a much better. I'm sure I'm going to be called down to the office.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, go ahead, Chris.
Listen, good morning. I love you, Marty. This is the funny thing about today.
Well, let's get into the funny thing about today after we have a quick message from our sponsors. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy! No one fucks with my hose! The lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS, pharmacy, Rexall, Shopper, Drug Smart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger Diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger Diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock Core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor. Pinky toe power! All right, so now Chris is putting his glasses on, so that must mean that he means business. All right? I don't know.
He was doing something. I was up at 5 a.m.
Or
I
he's
had a
taking
discussion
off.
with an individual. I woke up to quite a few bad messages today. And I'm going to get in. Let me do the birthdays and the prayers. I have something to add to what Marty was saying, and we did not discuss this morning. What I said is, Marty, just trust what I'm going to say. He touched on a lot of things, but I'm going to add to it. So please be patient. I'm going to, number one, I'm going to say this again. The YouTube channels out there in India and Middle East that are sharing our lives, I want to personally thank you for that. If I try to share all of them, I don't always catch them all. I'm up usually till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up pretty darn early, and I like to share them, and I want to thank you. Now,
Like both of them, they're like, we're up until 2, 3 in the morning. Then we wake up at 6 to do Onpassive. So you do Onpassive every day from 6 in the morning until 2 a.m. the next morning. But you claim that this is all going to be done for people and that they don't have to do work and blah, 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 blah. Interesting.
I'm going to ask you again to share not only what Marty said, not only Marty's chart, but what I'm going to say, because it's to all of you from us.
Joe, maybe he would get more used to them if he stopped taking them off his damn face. Every time I turn around, he's taking them off. The first day that he had them, I was watching them live, and he took them off and was trying to read the comments. And I was just sitting here screaming at my screen the whole time, like, put the glasses on. Then you'd be able to read. Like, what are you doing, Chris?
And it's very important. So let me do the birthdays, and I'm going to get into it. I'm really going to get into it, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm going to get into it. So let's do this.
Like, even my 10-year-old who just got glasses like a year or so ago, even she keeps them on her face more than you do.
Quick. And this was not planned. Trust me. We had a whole nother curriculum going here, and things change sometimes. So, number one, I love you, Marty. I love every one of you. I trust and believe in all of you, too. Don't ever forget that. And I will never lead you astray or in the wrong direction. I can promise you that. Today's birthdays.
Whoops.
Patricia Green. Happy birthday, Patty. Satyana Papu. Happy birthday. Haven't seen him in a while. I talked with him a little bit.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Jarmo Savari. Happy birthday.
Happy
Palmer,
birthday.
Happy birthday. Aurora Kelly. I love that name. Happy birthday. Charles Leslie. Dan Leslie, my neighbors. Happy birthday. Derek Radford. I almost thought it was Red's brother. Happy birthday. Renee, and I got the coffee hiccup. Renee Jamzek, happy birthday. Jimmy Blevins and Jim Sutherland, happy birthday to you. I got a new prayer today. It was from Melissa's Ann's friend, Tanya Thompson. House caught on fire last night. They lost all of their beloved animals and part of the house. They definitely need some prayers, guys. Things happen like this, but they need a lot of prayers. David Switzer and his brother are going through cancers. Please pray for them.
What happened here on Passive Brand Laxatives? Did you have to run to the bathroom halfway through the comments?
Parent, always pray for her. She's got such a beautiful smile if you haven't seen her. Baby Zoe and baby Cam. Now, I got a little bit of update from Lisa on her website, on her Facebook, that Cam is getting stronger every day. He still has a feeding tube in him. He still can't eat or drink by mouth, but that's the next step. But he's getting really strong, and your prayers definitely are reaching out to these little kids, Zoe and Cam. That's amazing. Someone once said a couple days ago, it isn't prayers that work. Let me tell you something. Prayers work. Don't believe these individuals. Prayers work. I'm living proof of that. I'll tell you that right now. Lisa wanted to thank everyone for all the prayers also. Joyce and Melvin, we love you. We know what you're going through. We're praying for you constantly. Robin Noble and family. Brian, we talked to Brian a little bit last night. We got some things situated. We had different emails. It was funny, but Brian was a lot better. He was pretty sick there, fighting the bad flu and cough and everything else. Again, Robin and her sister were praying for her family for strength. Peter Rogers, I know he's on here. Peter, we're praying for you. I know a couple more days you got a procedure to go through. Red and Jane's mothers are going through a lot of stuff. Prayers.
I means the world to us. Your warm, caring chat. For fuck's sake.
Chloe, Julie Pierre, she's back in action.
This keeps me going.
On trivia, which is it's a lot of fun for all of us. We're praying for you, Chloe. Definitely Ash Mafara, his wife, his kids. Definitely Marty DeGarmo, his family, especially his daughter Ashley. And I can use some prayers myself all the time. All right. Now, like I said, we didn't discuss this. Actually, if you, Marty, can you mute for a couple minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Here, Jacob, but I want to talk to him. We always try not to go to the negative. And once in a while, we have to give a little talk about what's going on.
It's funny because Marty expects everyone to mute when he's talking. But if you've ever noticed, he never mutes when Chris is talking. Chris mutes when he's talking, but he won't ever mute unless Chris is like, hey, can you mute?
On and all that. Now,
it's almost like a power move, you know?
Last couple of days, I got quite a few, I would say pretty nasty text messages or emails calling me this, calling me that. All right. And I get it. That's part of it sometimes. When you get out and you're speaking publicly, you get a lot of that. And
well, I hope that you're not implying that these messages calling you names came from myself, the recovering Hunbot, or anyone that watches us. Because although they might go into your chats and ask questions sometimes, that's the farthest we go. There wouldn't be people emailing you and calling you names. We wouldn't waste our time with that. And if I have something to say, I'll say it on my live stream. But I can assure you that not one of our people have written you an email calling you names. And if they did, we would not be supportive of that. We would be like, please do not write these people and call them names. So are you saying that there's founders that are writing you now and calling you names? Geez, maybe it was some of those people that got the Onpassive tattoos, because I believe there was at least 3 of them that we found. So maybe they're pissed. I mean, you can't blame them, can you? Like, literally, maybe in the chat, Albs, but you're not going out of your way to email them and be like, I need to tell you what I think. Because that's the thing, is most of the people that watch us, they feel represented in the chats. And if they say something, we'll read out their chats or we'll show them on screen. I don't think any of them have ever left feeling the need to then write you an email. You know? And like, again, like Joe will make his own videos. If he wants to say something to you, he'll make his own videos. And he's never once made a video just being like, calling you guys names. So it has to be other founders, people that are in Onpassive that are writing you and calling you names. And why do you think that is, Chris? Do you think everyone just woke up on the wrong side of the bed today? Have you not gone to figure out why? You seem to think that people are calling you names because of what me and the recovering Hunbot have said, but you haven't realized that Gersminder announced Onfusiont to everybody And then Honest Critic did a video about it. So all day they've been hearing about Onfusiont. So maybe they've been a little bit upset about that, wondering why you guys haven't mentioned a thing about it when Gersminder has. And did Ash Mufara know that Gersminder was going to say that? Did you guys know that Gersminder would be the one that would announce it publicly to everyone in Onpassive? The name of the rebrand? Are you maybe a little bit upset that Ash asked him to mention it to everyone before he gave the two of you permission to mention the word Onfusiont? I'm just saying. Seems like you're more mad at the company than you want to let on. And that's not something you should be taking out on us or the O founders. Maybe you should be talking to Mr. Ash Mufara, who's put you in this position. And then you've put yourself in this position. It's funny, you have no problem getting all the messages when they're positive. It's just you don't want none of the negative ones. But again, that comes with being the face of the company. You and Marty want to be the face of whatever company Ash does, whatever it's called. So he's going to fuck it up over and over again, and you're going to be the fall guys. I mean, that's what he's paying you for.
And I get that. It's okay. But I want to give you my definition of what's really going on. Ash Mufara has talked to us for over 6 years. He's told us, he's laid out what he wants to do. Things happen. He had to change things. He took charge. He's absolutely doing phenomenal right now. And everything is going perfect. Let me tell you that. Now,
okay,
due to legalities, there's a lot of things he cannot say. And he has said, I can't come out and tell you things right now. And I'm not going to lie to you. Marty and myself, we do have conversations with Ash. And there might be a few things that we might know, but because of legalities, we don't talk about. Okay, that's the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. Marty's not going to lie to you. And that should tell you something. I've never in my life been a part of something that was wrong or corrupt, and I never will be. And
you are right now, though. You are right now. Chris, you are in something corrupt. No matter what you want to tell these people at the end of the day, this company is corrupt. Ash Mufara is not your friend. He is corrupt.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
Not no friend of mine. And he's not much of a friend to you either, because he's now put you in this really weird position where we have an hour-long webinar of you getting angry and claiming that we're lying about this rebrand, while Gersminder is posting up an entire speech admitting that Onpassive is being rebrand and it's going to be called Onfusiont, and that we got the name wrong, but it was happening. So what legalities are stopping you from discussing this rebrand that doesn't stop Gersminder? It's interesting, isn't it? If none of this is about this, because Gersminder's in Canada and you guys are in the US. Could it have something to do with that, since the SEC is in the US? Just wondering.
Believe in this company that much. Both of us get out here and talk to you every single day. I think if there was something corrupt and I was talking about it, I wouldn't be on here. I promise you that. I wouldn't have done this. The things that have been, listen, what I don't understand, I had this conversation at 5 o'clock this morning. What I don't understand is Ash Mufara has laid things out for us. He's told us everything that he can. He's showed us what he's doing up till now, because there's reasons for that. But yet, someone comes out with a video and some emails, and you all believe them. I don't understand that. Okay, blatant lies, slandering lies against me and my brother and Ash in this company. And let me tell you their whole goal. Their whole goal is to discredit us, discredit Ash, discredit this company because of their lies. I told you a month ago, social media is a very, very dangerous thing.
You think we wake up every day and we're like, I can't wait to discredit these people? No, I can't lie to people like you guys can. You're way better liars than me. So I just tell the truth about this thing and talk about what's actually going on. You know, I'm just saying.
I've seen a lot of people get ruined because of social media because
Have
someone
ya?
told a lie about them. All right. I myself don't like when people lie about me. I seen it. I read it. I'm not going to lie. I read everything, whether if it's negative or positive. I actually alerted Marty because I know he doesn't watch it. He says he's a lot
So you did read the Recovering Hunbots website then?
smarter than I am. And I said, wow, I can't believe they just said this. And it is slandering. I retired from a company of
Are you just talking about the money? Because this is what the problem is with you right now. You keep claiming that we're slandering you. But like I pointed out, it's already been confirmed that you're rebranding and that it's called Onfusiont or Onfusiont. So that's not a lie, and that was on the website. So are you talking about how you didn't make any money from Onpassive? Is that what you're claiming is a lie? I'm having a hard time following because you're not specific on what a lie is. And if you were going to have a case for slander against myself and the Recovering Hunbot, you would have to provide exact examples of the statements we made that were a lie. That means you would have to say, for example, you would have to say something along the lines of, the Recovering Hunbot says, both of which have been paid USD $8,000 monthly to be Ash's mouthpiece. And you would have to put that in quotations. And you would have to say, and that is a lie. And then you would have to say, I can prove that that's a lie because I can show you my bank account all the way back to 2018 where there is not one payment from Ash Mufara. And I could prove with my YouTube donations, because they're all kept in the back office. Every dono you get is recorded and who it came from. And I can show you every YouTube donation that I've ever gotten. And not one of them are from Ash Mufara, which we definitely know is a lie because the Recovering Hunbot has an entire stream breaking down exactly what each of you have made in donos. Never mind what you were paid by Ash. And a lot of them were from Ash, right? So we know Ash was giving you donos. But you can't just be like, this woman slandering me and lying about me because she put my name on her website. You have to give specific examples. So if you want to do your due diligence here, you would actually tell us what part is the lie. Which part? What are you talking about? You're just ranting and raving on your channel like a lunatic about how we're slandering you. Why don't you provide us proof then that we're not slandering you? Instead of just sitting there claiming that it's slander and that we're liars. Show us. Show us your donos. Because she already says she has the proof that it's not a lie. So what are you going to do when that gets dropped? Because you can't still just sit here and go, it's slander. She's lying about us. As she's stating, nothing stated is not backed up. And that is what scares them, is that I have it all backed up with receipts that are available to law enforcement, including the SEC, Chris. And do you know what the SEC did to Ash? Is they got all of his financial records so that they could trace the $108 million and what he spent it on. And then they broke it all down. Do you think that they can't do that with yours and Marty's bank accounts? Do you think that they haven't done that already? Because they can do that without your permission. They're the SEC. For all you know, they're already building a case against you and putting you up as just as responsible for this scam as Ash is. Because like I said, legally at this point, since you've now both, especially over the last few months, officially become his spokespeople, now you can be held accountable for all of this. You're liable almost as much as he is. So careful.
Ford Motor Company of Mazda for 32 years. I retired pretty decent. Okay. I also inherited when my parents.
Right now, she actually has a better case to charge you with slander for calling her a liar, because she's the one with the receipts, Chris. Do you see? Do you see how that works? I think you're really upset because the power's over here.
Died some funds. Okay. I don't need anyone else's money. I'm pretty set on that. And that's not bragging. That's just my life right now. Have I always had it good? No, I had struggles. I'm going to tell you that. Ash Mafara, was he paying me $8,000 a month? I'd ask for a raise. There was things said in this so-called video out there by two, I believe, people that are not so nice. They're against us. And I want to give you an example. And this goes back years ago. There was 2 movies made many years ago. One that I have nightmares to this day about. It was called The Exorcist. Linda Blair was the star. All right. For some reason, my parents let me watch it, and I had nightmares for years. And then a movie came out with George Burns, John Denver, and it was called Oh God. Hypothetical. God came down and got into this old man's body.
The Exorcist freaked you out and shook you up. I guess I understand why you get so easily shaken today.
Which was George Burns. And you'll understand what I'm saying. And it's a great movie, by the way. So if you've never seen it.
As a kid, I laughed at it. I thought it was hilarious. They made the girl's head turn all the way around and shit.
Don't watch it. They were in a courtroom trying to prove God's existence. And God came down to this man because he wanted to help this individual who was having trouble with his beliefs. And George Burns, or God in the movie, turned around to all these people and said, I don't understand it. They come out with a movie of a girl or spitting up pea soup, head spinning around, but you all believe in the devil. And you haven't seen over 2,000 years of what people.
This is a movie. This is a movie. Why are you doing the thing that like flat earthers do? Where they're like, and then in this movie, and I'm like, that's a movie. Of course, that's not proof of a globe earth or flat earth, you morons. It's a movie. Yeah, it's made up. It's a movie. What are you talking about? What does this have to do with anything?
People have said about the things I've done, the miracles I've created, and I don't understand it. And I knew exactly what he was saying is all of us as human beings, we get attracted sometimes to a negative thing. And let me tell you,
Marty's admitted that he doesn't do anything. When he was getting custody of his 4th grandchild there, he said, everyone, you need to pray for Dawn because she does it all. I don't do anything. And I don't think he was joking because he's on webinars all day. So it's like, no, you don't, do you?
Tell you something, the devil is real. No doubt about the devil is real. But I don't believe in what the devil is about. The devil is about turning you into corruption, turning you into a liar. He loves when people spread lies about good-hearted people.
You should probably stop lying if you believe in the devil. All right, I got his advocate right here. You should probably stop lying. All right. And I'm not in a religious fight with you. We're not doing God versus Satan over here. All right. That's not what's happening. You need to stop with the faith manipulation.
His whole goal. All right. And if you're watching this, which a lot of people do, I get it. You want information.
I guarantee you, God is like, I want nothing to do with this. You've hurt 800,000 people. You think your God would be okay with hurting 800,000 people? I mean, don't ask me. You don't want to hear my answer. But the people that believe in God, is this what God would support? Is it though? Is it? Are you sure? The queen is his daughter. He sends me here to keep an eye out on her. It's true. Satan is my dad. When a God can allow evil to exist but still claim to be good. I mean, yeah. But let's say God is real, right? I don't think God would be like, yeah, this is what I want to protect. Oh, and you guys have promised areas without clean drinking water, that you would bring them clean drinking water, and then you pocketed $108 million and didn't help any of them? I mean, is that God? I don't think so. That's the corruption. This is the corruption, right? I just want you to know the truth. I want you to be able to make an educated decision by knowing all of the facts about this before you decide to spend all of your time, energy, and finances on this thing, or to put all of your hope that this thing is going to save all of humanity. Because there isn't one man that can do that. There isn't one company that could do that. No matter how much you want to believe in that, unfortunately, the problems in the world are a lot more complicated than just give people money. Most of the corrupt people in our world are the people with money. If money solved corruption, that wouldn't be the case. And they seem to think that this company is going to take over the world and all of the governments, stop all the wars, save all the homeless and the hungry, build water filtration systems. And it's gross because they shit on places that are actually doing the real work doing this every day. They claim that no one else in the world is helping at any of these things or helping make technology to help people. It's only Ash Mufara. So they're hindering. Because instead of letting people know of resources where maybe they could get this help, they're saying, come believe in us instead. And they're taking away resources and the ability for these people to actually go get these water filtration systems, data centers, and etc. Because they think that they don't need to seek any help anymore. They found what will save them. And it's a lie. I don't think God would be okay with that, Chris. I think God would smite you.
You're getting the right information, but you know who we are. I think you do. If you don't, I don't know why you're watching us. You know exactly who we are. So when I watched that thing for the first time and read through it, I thought, oh my God, all lies. There's people right now in the chat that are part of that little clique that are writing things. There was things said in that video that they're questioning myself or Marty or any other person that's out there speaking. All right. And I'm going to say this.
And if it was all true, then you wouldn't be so fearful of being questioned. You could deal with a bad review. The reason why you guys get so mad is because you even are starting to question it. You are not confident in Onpassive and Onfusiont. And that's something you'll have to deal with on your own or take it up with Ash. That's not because we're reacting to you.
Repeatedly. If Ash Mafar has not said it, it's not true. But I'm trying to understand why you all want to question me about, is this?
Well, then why is Gersminder saying it? As I played at the start of this stream, Gersminder announced it to everyone. So if Ash is claiming that he's only telling the two of you information, then how did Gersminder know about this? How is this information getting out to him? Why was he able to come out here and announce it? You know? You keep saying everything's a lie, but are you telling everyone now to no longer trust Gersminder? Are you going to jump on a webinar tomorrow and tell all of us that Gersminder's a big liar?
It's true. It's a blatant lie, and it's disgusting, and it's slanderous. These individuals have tried purposely to get under our skin, and you're not getting under my skin. I'm going to let you know that right now. I just want to pray for you and hope that you stop telling lies about something that's so good. And we know what you're trying to do. It's not working. All right. And I'm going to,
again, just trying to spread awareness about the manipulation that people like this try to do over the internet to hook people into their community cults, call them out for doing illegal income claims, illegal medical claims. Notice the word illegal at the start of that. Just saying. You're getting mad that I call out your illegal activity and claiming that you're not corrupt. It's beautiful. Complete keynote.
I tell you this again. If it's not
keynote ahead!
If we didn't say it, then don't believe it. You shouldn't even question it. All right. Evil has a way of pulling people into things sometimes. All right. And let me say this. If every person in this world that was good, and there's a lot of people that are good, leaders, whatever they are, if they
just the people in Onpassive though, right? Nobody else could be out here doing good. Remember, it's only Ash and the people in Onpassive that are good. The rest of the world, they're working for Satan.
Fail to not fight against evil, then we don't have a world. There's many people since the beginning of the time who have fought against evil, but not with evil, but with kindness and love and passion. Right? That's Ash Mafara. I know what I'm getting. I know what he's getting. And I don't know how he stays so positive about it. You know why? How he knows? Because he knows exactly what the truth is. He just can't necessarily talk about it yet. And when he does, you're all going to understand why people are trying to go against us. And all those people that are trying to discredit us, to take away what we say every day, it's going to take away from them. So they're actually hurting themselves.
How am I hurting myself? I really want to know the story about what happened. I've never claimed I knew exactly what happened either. I just talk about the things we know.
They're saying things that they don't have a clue about. They have no idea. And I'm telling you right now, you're off. You're way off. Literally. I know the truth. The Garmin knows the truth. I'm going to say the majority of you that are watching this knows exactly what's going on and the truth. And maybe you don't know everything that's going on, but I'm going to tell you this. For me and Marty.
How is that so, though, Chris? Gersminder announced it. You're screaming at us as Gersminder's posting his video announcing it. And then Honest Critic had enough time to record his video and post it. All before this live stream. You couldn't even calm down for a minute to go and realize it's not even just us saying this anymore. That's what's so funny. All of it is bullshit. And now tomorrow, you're going to have to come out here. What are you going to do? Everything gets branded to Onfusiont. And Marty and Chris are still sitting here going, everyone's lying. Ash Mufara hasn't come out and said it. Don't listen to those evil women that are working for Satan. Whole website changes. It becomes the Onfusiont ecosystem. And Marty and Chris are still here like, they lied. I don't know how you're saying we're the liars. This must be directed at Gersminder.
That everything that's going on is absolutely wonderful.
Poor Gersminder.
It's loving and it's passionate. So that's why you got to stand up once in a while against people that are lying or wrong. You have to. If you don't stand up to it, this world is going straight to hell.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I've been saying. Glad we're finally on the same page. So then you do get why I keep doing this, huh, Chris? That's what I'm doing.
That's my belief there. I put that guy up in the sky first. I believe he's led me down this path. I believe he tells me things to say every day. And this was one of them. That if you start believing the lies, you're no better than they are. But they come out with a video and all of a sudden you all believe that. But you haven't heard a word Ash Mafara said. You haven't heard what.
Again, the video was about the rebrand. So, Chris, in this stream today, you are claiming that there is no rebrand occurring and that we have lied about it. I just want to make sure that I get this right. Because maybe I'll get bored. It only cost me $35 to sue someone here. Did you know that? $35 Canadian. I could get a lawsuit started on you for slander, claiming that I'm a liar. Because I said you were going to rebrand your company, but I'll wait until after you rebrand it. I just want to make sure that you are sure that this is the stance you want to have today. Right? We lied. The company isn't getting rebranded.
But a word myself or Marty have said. We're here telling
Oh,
you.
so because you and Marty didn't announce it. Is that the real problem, Chrissy Poo? Are you and Marty a little upset that Gersminder got to break the news to all of the O founders and you didn't? That must hurt, huh? I know. Ash is out here texting you guys all.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
Telling you that he's only telling you two the secrets of the company. But then somehow we find out the secrets and we release it. Oh no, he must have told other people. And then Gersminder comes out and announces it to everyone on his team and all of the Indian O founders. And you and Marty, are you going to claim you don't know anything about it? I think you do. But you seem real upset that he didn't let you two announce it before Gersminder did. I wonder if Gersminder's going to get in trouble. Will he get in trouble? I don't know. He bought more accounts than you both did. So you might want to be careful. Because something tells me that Ash is going to stick up for the people that lined his pockets more. He would have no problem throwing you guys away. Gersminder has over 2,000 accounts. He's one of the top people. It's like Michael Williams' AIM and then Gersminder for the most accounts of this thing. And those would be getting transferred over, right? You won't have to do another whole buy-in like it's a brand new company or anything, right? So I'd be careful.
The honest truth. We're here to let you know that this is going to be the greatest company in the world. As far as I'm concerned, it is the greatest company in the world about everything.
And what's the company called, Chris? What's the name of the company that is the greatest company in the world? What's the name of it? Because usually you put Onpassive in the name of your streams. But I noticed this one, instead of it being called Onpassive Marty and Chris, focused, driven, inspiring results, it's just Marty and Chris, focused, driven, inspiring results. No mention of Onpassive. I've also noticed that you haven't uttered the word Onpassive once during this stream. You keep saying it's the greatest company. It's the best thing. It's. And as Devil's Advocate is pointing out, which was the next thing that I was about to say, is that there's also no Onpassive logo up on your screen anywhere. And every time you guys do one of these, you make sure to put the Onpassive logo up. But today we just have the hand with the heart above Marty in the top right corner there. So, are you sure that we're lying about the rebrand? Because it appears that you're trying to make this live stream so that if the rebrand does happen, since I think you know it will, right? You can still use at least this stream for it. So that's been quite interesting to watch today.
Mm-hmm. We don't know what the future is holding in the next chapter, but I'm excited about it because I myself, Marty himself, trust what Ash Mufareh is doing. We also know that the legalities that are involved in this, the people that are slandering us, I would be real careful. I would be very careful what you're saying. Personally, I had a rule when I worked for Ford's. I would tell people, don't take it personal. It's just a job.
Okay.
But when you slander people, that's a little different story. All right.
There is no slander. No slander. Lord.
my own ways legally how to take care of individuals that lie about people and proof.
Okay, so I'm waiting. All right. It's taken you 6 years to not even get a company up and running. How long do I got to wait for this lawsuit to start? 10? Should I prepare for another Dear There letter? Because that was a joke. Why don't you send me a fake cease and desist like Ash Mufara did, where there's no legal team listed anywhere, and it starts with Dear There and doesn't even mention my name or say what I've been doing that I need to stop doing? That should definitely do something. Why don't you guys try that, you know? You know, it's a rumor here on YouTube. If you write me and the Recovering Hunbot each a cease and desist letter, both of you, you know, maybe we'll have to stop. I mean, you could try it.
But see, I'm not going to waste my time and energy on individuals who like to lie.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to do anything then. Okay.
God's got a plan for them, trust me. But to let you know, I do pray for you.
This is why sometimes it's good to be atheist, I'll be honest, when talking about these topics, because when they try to use faith manipulation with myself or the Recovering Hunbot, it doesn't work. We have no fear of this God. And it's helpful because faith manipulation is used so much. And I'm against it because I have no problem with people having religious beliefs. Most of my friends are Christians. Some of them are Muslims. I live in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Half of this city is Muslim or Indian. So for me, I personally just find it helpful because a statement like that being used against the O founders, for example, when they bring up God will be upset with you if you leave and stuff, that could work for them. And if I was somebody that maybe did have a belief system where I did believe in a God, and then Chris said something like this to me, it might irk me. You know, just because it's like, So I just wanted to bring that up because you're wasting your breath with your whole God versus Satan, good versus evil. God has a plan for you people. That does nothing with us. It does nothing, not a thing. We have no reaction to that, Chris. You can't use God against us at all or Satan. I told you, I'm his daughter. I'll go ask Dad right now. Yo, Dad, you got a problem? No? All right, cool. I'll continue on. Hey, God, you got a problem? No, keep doing it? All right, cool. See, like, I don't care. I really don't. So just maybe don't try that so much. You said you didn't want to waste your time and energy on liars, which I'm assuming you're labeling us as the liars. So stop with all that nonsense.
I do pray that you stop doing that. I'm going to let you know right now. If you stop right now, you're not going to look so stupid later when you find out the truth. And
I don't know. I seem to remember you saying that to me like 3 years ago, where you told me that in a year from then, I was going to look really stupid. And so was the Recovering Hunbot. And then the year came and went, and we were in the same position. And we've just done that for like 3 years. So I'm not really scared. Like I've kind of given up that anything is actually going to happen here. And trust me, I had some hope and was hoping that you guys would finally get it together at the start of all this, as I keep saying, but you can only lie to me so many times and only make a promise and not keep it and then pass off accountability so many times before I'm like, all right, nothing's happening.
Find out you were completely wrong on what you were saying. All right, this is something that we have to do once in a while. Number one, the things that were said about myself and my brother, and I seen one of the idiots around here saying, "Oh, how much Ash Mufara's paid you?" Not a dime. I wouldn't take a dime from Ash Mufara for doing this.
So now are we talking about the pay? And like before this, the lies were the rebrand. This is what I mean. I'm having a hard time following what you're claiming is the lie because you're just flipping out at us.
Free. This is because it comes from my heart. It comes from
Reel
Marty's
it
heart.
in.
It's come from Ash heart. We don't do this to get paid. We do this to create wealth and success in people that's coming, what is coming their way. Bottom line.
Okay.
All right. I wouldn't be living where I'm living if someone was paying me another $8,000 a month. Let me tell you that. I'd be on a beach somewhere. Trust me. I'm in the same home I've been in the cold weather, in a t-shirt. I got some sweats on. I'm a normal dude.
That's because getting like $8,000 in the US is probably not a lot.
A normal life. I didn't play all the MLM bullshit, BS. I didn't do any of that stuff. But when I seen this company, I found what this company was about. I wanted to do nothing but talk about it and show.
I feel like that has a big reason. Like Chris constantly reiterating that he's never been in an MLM before. That's why Ash chose him. Right? He has Marty, who's failed MLMs for 20 years. So he can talk about how this is the one, the MLM that will finally do it for him. And then he has Chris, who tries to legitimize it by saying, listen, I don't do MLMs and I'm in this thing. Otherwise, maybe Chris wouldn't be the spokesperson.
Oh, the goodness. Has everything gone perfect in the last 4.5 years for me? Yeah. We had some things that were rough. Every family, every business goes through stuff like this. And if you can't realize that, that's the truth. There isn't a business out there or a family that doesn't go through some kind of trouble once in a while. Period.
Yeah, every once in a while. You've had 6 years of trouble, though. Nothing but problems. Constant.
Period. All right. Ash Mafara is fighting not only outside individuals, but in this family individuals. And I think he's done it very well.
Why is he fighting the people in Onpassive? Why are you already starting an us versus them mentality in this thing? Lord.
He stayed professional. He is staying the course. And I'm going to promise you this. I can promise you this. When you find out what the truth really is, the people that are against us are going to feel real dumb. And
I'm not going to feel dumb. I'm not going to feel dumb. Do you want to know why? Because if I'm wrong about something, I have no problem admitting it, stating so, and then correcting myself. I had to do it at the beginning of this live stream. So I don't understand. Okay. Like, first of all, I don't know what I would be wrong about or how you're going to prove me wrong when you claim that you're not even going to do anything to do so. The Recovering Hunbot and I have never claimed to know exactly what happened with the money. We've always speculated publicly about it. We've never been like, this is exactly what happened with Ash, and this is why you're not getting this, and this is why you're not getting that. But what we have done is we've reported the truth on what's happening with this thing in terms of the merchants. And we've explained that since you cannot get a merchant, you won't be able to take payments or pay out because every business needs a merchant to do that. That's just stating facts. And then Ash came out here and told us he tried to sue merchants. And it's kind of a tight net community, the merchant community in the US. They kind of like all know each other and stuff. And even outside the US, they all kind of know each other and stuff. So if you sue one and fuck over two more, the rest of them are going to expect large security deposits, especially when you're being sued by the SEC for $108 million. That's just facts. That's not even me talking about Onpassive. That's me talking about the merchant industry, Chris. I don't even have to talk about just Onpassive to prove you're lying. It's like you claim you're going to end all homelessness with Onpassive. I could do a whole video showing you why that would not work. And I would barely even have to say a thing about Onpassive because you got nothing. All I'd have to say is, oh yeah, they claim they're going to have this Oblast thing and it's going to save the world and that this company's saving humanity. And is that a lie? No, it's not. So again, if you're going to accuse people of lying too, make sure that you actually say, what is the lie? Because I think you're going to look a little more stupid after doing an hour stream where you scream and yell at us for half of it that we're lying about this rebrand, when you get off here and realize Gersminder actually released a video announcing that it was going to now be called Onfusiont.
People who just didn't understand it are going to be really happy. I get a lot of you have gone away. Now you're coming back, and then some are scared. There's nothing to be scared about.
We watched that, Sam.
There's nothing to be scared about. It's all good that's coming our way. It just, right now, it's taking a little time to put everything together legally. And that's exactly what you want. I've never been a part of anything illegal in my life. This company is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Chris, this is illegal. Illegal. Do you think that they can just sue people for $108 million for nothing? Like, I don't understand. What do you mean? I've never been a part of anything illegal. Fraudulent multi-level marketing scheme and unregistered offerings, which means that you were selling positions illegally. That's what that means. Because you were really just buying into a pyramid. Because it's a pyramid scheme. That's what that is. Yeah, when you just buy a spot on a pyramid that's supposed to make you millions of dollars, even if it's for only $97, it's still a pyramid scheme. And it's illegal. And it's being sued. And this is why I don't think people can trust you. To make the statement, I am not a part of something illegal, I've never been a part of anything illegal, is an automatic lie right now. Knowing that this is being sued. Right? I don't even know how you make that statement, knowing the accusations that the Security and Exchange Commission has against you. It's not like you can play ignorance now. Ash has already talked about it. You've already confirmed it yourselves. But now you're, what, just going to pretend that it didn't happen again? And this is why people cannot trust you. You will lie through your teeth. You will say anything to keep these people in this thing. That's worrisome. That's real problematic. That's a big problem, Chris. And like Ella says, if Chris feels he has to do so much explaining, it shows that something is really off. You know? Queen of Karma, I co-sign what you said about the merchants knowing each other. Ash and Onpassive is definitely on the match list. And Mr. Level's in that industry. That's what he does. So you're going to reach some problems, even with Onfusiont. I don't think that's going to help you because it's still attached to Ash Mufara. The lawsuit's attached to Ash. Doesn't matter what the name of the company is. If you Google Ash Mufara, it pops up. You don't even have to put Onpassive in the Google. It's his whole name. If he starts going by Ashraf, that won't do anything either. They're suing him in his full name. And then they call him like Ash in quotations to make sure, right? Kind of like how the Recovering Hunbot did with you guys on her website.
Life. And some of that stuff in the video they said, you're asking me questions about, this is what I say. Ash never told me that. Ash never put that message in the background at all.
Oh, shit.
So guess what I do? I have people that's lied to me my whole life. And after so many years, you start figuring out.
So are you maybe mad at Ash? Are you maybe mad that Ash didn't tell you, but he told Gersminder?
Who knows how to tell the truth and who knows how to tell lies? Ash Mufara is not lying to anybody. Marty DeGarmo, myself, any of the other loudspeakers, we're not lying to anybody. We're trying to show you a better way. And it's taken a little time. It's taken a lot of effort. A better
way of what? of life? Sitting on webinars for 12 hours a day, waiting for you to make millions of dollars to save all of humanity is a better way, as opposed to what, Chris? Spending time with your family, working a job that will actually pay your bills, going out with friends, even just hanging out alone and watching some Netflix, binging on some good shows to some popcorn. Like, even that sounds like more fun to me. So I feel like you're taking your anger out on me in the Recovering Hunbot because you're actually really, really upset with Ash because he didn't tell you this, did he? But he told Gersminder. Or if he did tell you and Marty, he seems to have made you two think that you're the only ones that find out the secrets, when obviously you're not. And I think that when this info got released, before you guys released it, you realized that.
Hard work and a lot of money to get it going. And it wasn't our money. Ash Mafara has been doing this by himself for a long time. All right. You remember what I used to say? One of my favorite things.
You know what I say? This man pocketed $108 million from over 800,000 investors. The reason why you had to invest before the products would come out was because he needed your money to build the products. And then this asshole doesn't even build the products with your money. He just pockets it and transfers it to his wife's bank account, thinking that that will like somehow be a legal loophole that they won't catch. Oh yeah. He tried to hide it too, by the way. And then he goes and spends it all on personal expenses. And we've covered that when we've gone over the SEC. We've gone over their original complaint. We've gone over their amendment. We've gone over their announcement of the mediation and how they wanted to switch the court date. We've covered it all. Something you and Marty won't do. Two of you won't sit down and read through this and talk about how it's all a lie. No problem yelling at us, though. And it's not even us you should be worried about. It's this you should be worried about. But he pocketed all that money. All right? So don't tell these people that he didn't need their money. Then when he got their money, he didn't even build one product with it. And now you're about to rebrand to Onfusiont. Right? And guess what? Ash is going to have his hand out again. And do you know what? When Ash has his hand out again, Chris, I'm going to remember this timestamp. I've actually written it down. And I'm going to play you saying over and over and over again that he doesn't need their money to start this thing up. Because in that case, he should have been able to have the products all done before he collected 1 cent from any of you. You shouldn't have been made to pay 1 cent into this thing and apparently promised to be referred to as a founder instead of distributor for helping found the company then, if he did this all alone with all his own money. Why didn't he put it all together then first? I mean, he used to claim he had all 50 products done and they were ready to go. What the fuck happened, huh? You know, since he never lies and all. He was just waiting to release them a year ago. 2 years ago now, actually. It's 2025. All 50 of them were coming out. OConnect was first. The rest were coming. They were all done. But no, he doesn't lie. And he doesn't need your money. But he somehow still doesn't have the products done. $108 million later. And then $40 million in commission. That's right, $148 million. Minimum. Pocket it. And you can even pay your Amazon bill. That was allegedly $3.4 million. You can even pay your damn employees. But he doesn't need their money for anything. Again, I'm going to remind you, the second that you rebrand and then Ash has his hand out again, And I hope that not one person pays, because they remember that during the live stream at 42 minutes in, Chris announced that Ash Mufareh didn't need a cent of their money to get this off the ground. You know?
Things is owning a business without not having the responsibility. Owning a business without the responsibility of a business. In other words, I don't have to pay anybody. I don't have to worry about someone getting sick. I don't have to worry about people not coming to work. I have no responsibility but to share this company out. That's it. I don't have to worry about lawyers coming after me or governments coming after me. Ash Mufareh took care of that.
Yeah, you do. No, Chris. Oh, sweetie. Oh, you poor thing. You're so cute. You actually think that they won't come after you and Marty? Or Gersminder? Oh. You know what, Chris? Just for you, the next time I stream, I will show you several lawsuits and several times that one of these agencies has gone after someone who was a top unbot, a top distributor, a top affiliate, what you call O-founders, which is the position you and Marty are in. Not only that, but you've both claimed to be the official spokespeople for this thing now on behalf of Ash Mufareh. So you've officially moved yourself into a position where you are now just as much liable for this scam as he is, sweetheart. Oh, honey, why do you think they wanted more time? You think it's just about India? And yeah, it has a lot to do with that. If I were you, I wouldn't be out here saying that. You might insult one of the ones that see this stream, that work for the SEC. And they might be like, oh yeah, buddy, I'll show you. You think we can't come after you and you can just do whatever you want out here? You and your buddy here that's been doing all these illegal income claims? I'll show you. We'll make it so that you'll never want to join another one of these things again. You can't just say that Ash is taking the fall for you. And like I said, are you sure he will? We're not sure. Because they won't just go after you guys. They're also going to go after him for allowing you guys. And I guess that's when we'll really find out if Ash Mufareh has your back, eh? Will he be willing to take a lawsuit on behalf of the two of you? And again, these O-founders, they can sue you. It's not just Ash that they can sue. If you're the one that got them signed up for this, they can go after you just as much as they can Onpassive or Onfusiont. Just following orders didn't work for the Nazis, and it isn't going to work for them. Sorry, Chris.
That's what he does. We don't have to do that. So I get it. Some people are stressed out because of their situation. I understand that. We've all had those situations. I'm looking at a guy that I know has a situation.
And I warned you. I literally did an entire stream like 2 years ago where I said, if the two of you don't cool it and step back and really wake up, you're going to put yourselves in a position with this where you'll be held just as liable as Ash. And I tried to warn you. If only there was people out here trying to warn you.
Every day, and my heart bleeds for them. And all the other thousands of people that send me messages, how they're struggling. I had a couple this morning that put tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
But all I can say is I'm praying for them. I know in my heart, Marty DeGarmo knows in his heart, Ash Mufareh knows in his heart that something new is coming your way. And all you got to do is believe. If you don't believe, just
something new is coming your way now. Interesting.
Pay attention. All right. But those devils out there, the one that the devil got a hold of him, said, you need to be corrupt and tell these people they're lying. You already know what the truth is. But man, if you're going to believe everything that you see or read on the internet about this company or me or Marty, you're in the wrong business. You really are in the wrong business. Hi, Jacob. But I just want to say that a few times.
Lord.
I love every one of you. I believe in all of you. To me, it makes no sense to me. And a lot of you have shared it to me. Chris, Marty, is this the truth? I could just laugh.
That poor kid deserves so much better.
Yeah. No, it's not the truth. It's not the truth. I can promise you that. So stay positive. I'm sorry we had to do this today, but sometimes it has to be said. I believe, like I said, you got to stand up for yourself once in a while. You got to stand up for what you believe. If you just let evil people keep winning all the time, the world is horrible. And I'm done seeing this world be horrible. I want to see this world change for the better. And I can honestly say I believe this company, the people in this company, the founders in this company, the staff in this company, the legal team in this company want to see the world better too. So don't ever forget that. Marty, I think that's all I got. Back to you, brother.
Back to you, brother.
Ooh, doggy.
Papa, look.
Hey, say hi real quick. Just get on my nerves, guys. Hold on. The dog
All right.
is,
No. Sorry. We're not doing the say hi.
I mean, no, ahead of time, I can.
He's not on here. I'll text him and see.
Yeah, no, we can do it. That could be done
Right.
for anybody, actually, if I know.
If I had my daughter come on, I have had people stream me and be like, oh, her daughter came on and said hello. She's an awful mom. It's like, okay, I'm a stay-at-home mom who's streaming from my living room. All right, every once in a while you might hear a child. Sorry. But I don't like to show people's kids. I'm against that.
And
one thing to choose to put your own kid on your platform, but in fairness, they never agreed to have their kids on my platform. And I recognize that. And I strongly believe that you should not be streaming other people's children because it's creepy. I'm sorry, it's creepy. All right? Especially as a mother, it's creepy. I'm kind of like, you're right. And a lot of people out here, they'll be like, oh, I have a problem with someone streaming the kid. And then they'll show the streams with the kids. And it's like, well, now you're just adding to it.
Marty, you know how I know people still believe in what we're saying and what Ash is doing?
Yeah, look at all the chat.
I keep beside the chat, I keep getting people. Every one negative message I get at least 10 good ones.
No, I know.
But I also have noticed
the reason, Chris, I don't like to focus on negative because it's such a small part.
Yeah.
But because they're a squeaky wheel, everybody hears it. But they're such a small part. That's why I don't like addressing it. I don't want to talk about it. Today I did, only because when they're getting into slander, I'm going to do something different. So
what's the slander? Again, you keep saying that there's been slander, but we won't specify what the slander is. You've bitched about how we're lying about everything and about how you haven't made any money, even though we've assured you that the recovering Hunbot has proof and receipts and even told you all she's ready to share them. So I don't know if you're trying to goad her into sharing them sooner because you want to look dumber quicker or like what you're doing right now. But no, it wasn't a good idea, was it? Was it? I bet you're watching this now and you're thinking maybe we should have just shut up about the whole thing today. I guess I will have to add squeaky wheel to my title. It's getting so long, because they call me so many names. So I'm already the naysayer bimbo, evil tyrant ding dong. I don't know if there's room for any more. So when you're out here and you're all like, oh, they're calling us names, I'm kind of like, oh, yeah? I'm not calling myself this. Although we did embrace it. We've embraced them all because that's what I do. Embrace what they call you. One time I had a whole community memeing me as Harley Quinn. I don't know what for. It was supposed to be an insult or something. They were trying to say I was like Onfusiont and he was the Joker or something. I don't know what they were doing. So I became the meme. Yeah, I just dressed up as Harley Quinn for Halloween that year, which worked out because my daughter was all obsessed with her because the new one was just coming out, The Birds of Prey, right? So I was like, what do you want Mom to be for Halloween? And she was like, oh, can we do superheroes? And I was like, yeah. She was like, can you do Harley Quinn though? And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do that, we're going to really, we're going to do it for Halloween and we're just going to become the meme for this too. Embrace it.
Oh yeah. And they can keep going, but they're not going to like what happens, I don't think. Anyway, other than that, thank you, everybody, for letting us vent.
Yeah.
People
have been liking it.
That's the thing is that this is just you yelling, ranting, and raving, claiming that we're slandering you and that nothing we say is true. And while you're doing this the whole time, Gersminder's posting up the video saying, yes, we are rebranding and it's going to be called Onfusiont. And then Honest Critic is making sure that everyone also gets the news in both Hindi and English. So it's not just about the Recovering Hunbots website and our videos. Maybe you should have waited before you went on this big rant. You know?
Subscribing to both our channels. I love that. I would ask that you keep doing that, like and subscribe. We are trying to get this message out to everybody. We get it. We got some evil forces working against us. But I'm going to tell you this again. Good always wins over evil.
We can't do anything to you. Like, we couldn't make this happen if we tried. Okay? We can't make this happen if we tried. We could report you to these places, and oh, trust me, we have been. But we can't make them come and sue you. And they can't just come and sue you because we're covering you on YouTube and we're saying things. You don't seem to understand that. You seem to like think that that's all that's happening here. They have to provide proof to a court in order for this to even go through. And trust me, there's been times where the SEC has been like, I want to go after this company and this scammer. And the court has been like, I'm sorry, you don't have enough information. That's happened. So you can't say, oh, well, they just go after every single person that does one little thing wrong either. This wouldn't have happened if Ash hadn't pocketed $108 million and not registered the securities and then actually done what he said. Because again, who knew? I guess you can't come out here for 6 years promising people that you're building them a business that they can sell products and then never deliver on it. Wow, who knew? Crazy. Okay, you're not even supposed to do that for a month. They consider it a crime if you promise consumers something for like a month and don't deliver it. So I don't know why you thought you were going to get away with 6+ years. It doesn't matter what we say, though. It's what Ash does. Ash is the problem. If he would stop breaking the law, if he had done this properly, none of that would have happened. And if you were running a real business with real products for real people, and it was a real company that was really going to save humanity and make you all millionaires, then let's see it. We're waiting. Nothing's happening though, dude.
In the beginning, in the middle, at the end. Sometimes they might bite me on my shoulder. That's okay. But good always wins over evil. You know why I know that? It tells me that in the Bible. It actually tells me that in the Quran because I'm studying both of them and seeing the differences. Pretty amazing how close they are. But to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there who study the Quran, very interesting. I'm a Bible thumper believer, but a lot of differences. But it does say that in both books. God wants you to love people, help people in need. Period. That's what this company's all about.
Yeah, not go and find people in need to give them broken promises, false hope, and then tell them to just wait around for several years. What part of the Bible or what part of the Quran did God do that?
All about. All right, Marty, I need a coffee.
Don't answer me, atheist. I already know what you're going to say.
Sure you're done. That's the answer.
Oh, I could go on, but you know.
Anyway, yeah, we are going to go to Hamung tonight. And
H-Mong. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's an H-Mong webinar? Oh, gosh. If you guys thought that the Heroes webinars were draining, boy, we've gone through some of the H-Mong. They're real hard to get through. I don't know if, well, we'll see. We'll see.
Trivia. We got our trivia.
Not tonight. Just in future. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Me and the Recovering Hunbot might have to get together to do that one. Because boy, is that ever Lord.
Trivia game.
Trivia.
Which we whooped the women again. Thank God.
I'm not bringing that up. I'm not making fun of the women because we won. Who would
We already played boys versus girls. Like you're in public school.
do that? Who would do that? Nobody nice. Anyway, thanks for the nice chat. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being who you are.
Yeah.
And full steam ahead. By the way, we talk with Ash, but there's things he wouldn't tell us anyway because I don't want to lie to people. If I tell you I don't know, I don't know.
Right.
I don't really want to know if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm 64, but I like to be surprised too. I don't get a lot of surprises, right? So anyway, thanks everybody. I mean that. And let's keep going forward and stay true.
And then this person says, we believe in Ash Mufara, who's sacrificing it all for everyone without expecting anything back in return. Naysayers, get a life will you? As soon as Ash returns the $108 million he pocketed. I'll move on. And I'll never cover any of you again. If Ash Mufara shuts this thing down today and returns the $108 million he pocketed and also pays the $40 million he owes everyone in commissions. That's the only deal I'm willing to make. That's the only way you're going to get rid of me. I am going to be here watching everything that all of you do in Onpassive. The recovering Unbot too. She's going to be right there watching everything. We're going to be getting info from people. You don't know who anyone's getting info from either. You might want to be careful about that, Ash. I'm just saying. We're going to be here until this is solved. And if Ash promises to never run another business, then he might even be able to get the SEC to settle with it. I think that they don't want to budge on that, and that's really the thing that's causing issues, right? But if he pays $148 million back to the people he took it from, and he shuts this scam down, I won't have anything to cover, will I? Because it's not like you guys would continue this community still, would you? How's that for a deal? Myra?
Positive, look forward, walk forward.
I think it's funny that they say get a life because I spend a few hours a day doing this. And then the rest of the time, I am off of the computer for most of the day. I'm off doing things with my family. I actually have a life. I don't have to be at a new webinar every 2 hours of the whole day. I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. and then do a bunch of stuff for YouTube until 2 a.m. That's not my life. That's your life. Stop projecting it onto me.
And we're in something that can change our lives. So that's where I want to be. If you don't want to be there, that's okay. Yeah. And by the way, like I said, I can't convince you to do anything. I don't want to. I want to tell you what I know, what I believe. I went by what asked was enough for me to stay here all this time, and I'm not going anywhere. If that's not good enough for you, you probably shouldn't. But no, I mean, but it really, I mean, I want people to see.
We're going to be looking at the Love is One cult again soon. It's going to be great fun.
But I see, obviously. But anyway, thank you very much. I'm going to fix that video so it doesn't say territory. I don't know why I did that. I know it's not. And then, because I got to go, my wife wants to tell me something before she goes to a grocery store. Bye, all.
Why the fuck can't you go to the grocery store? So she watches the kids while you sit in the chair doing webinars. And she cleans the house while you sit in the chair doing webinars. And then she also goes to the store while you sit in the chair. Do you do anything? Do you help her at all? You got no problem using her name for these scams, but then you can't even go to the store for her in between webinars? And then I bet you as soon as she gets back from the store, she has to also put the groceries away, right? Like I went out today, I got some stuff. I came back home, my husband put it away because I went out and got it. Do you guys do that or no, Marty? If my husband goes, he'll get groceries. He'll come home and put the bags on the floor. Is this like what we do? Don't even have to say anything to me. He just puts them on the floor and I immediately am like, all right, my time to get up and go put those away. It's like just our system. I'm just wondering, do you got that? Probably not. I have a feeling that she's putting the groceries away while you're in the chair. And then she's also watching the kids. So are you supposed to be watching the kids when you're doing these webinars? I'm just saying, like, what do you do?
Bye.
What do you do? What is it that you do? It's nothing. You don't do anything. Every time that I listen to him plan something about his real life, it just goes to show you he does less and less and less, it seems. And he admits it. He says, I don't do anything. It's all her. But I at least expected him to go to the store for the woman. Lord, if she does everything else, could you at least do that? Jesus, Marty isn't allowed to leave the chair. Yeah, if he leaves the chair, then he doesn't get the $8,000. See, the funny thing is that even on the Recovering Hunbot's website about that, she even stated that this was really until June 2024. Right? We don't know about after that, and she says so. So maybe they're not getting money today or this month, but they definitely were until then. So I don't know, but that was fun. I like that. It's been a while since they were actually passionately mad, you know. They kind of said the same things about us over and over again whenever they were responding. That was a fun one. They actually got pretty heated there. But I'm still confused as to what we're apparently slandering them about. Because as I proved at the start of this, we are no longer the only people saying that this thing's rebranding to a company that has the name Onfusiont. So I don't really understand what's going to happen now. Because they kept saying we're going to look silly. And I'm like, yeah, all right, we looked a little silly because we said Pakistan instead of Palestine. Fair. I'll take it. We forgot the T in the Onfusiont. Because, like, why would you put a T there? It sounds so awful. The T's for technology, but it's like, really? Is it because it's confusion, but you drop the C? Did you figure that one out? And you were like, maybe that's not a good idea. The haters will have fun. I'm still going to have fun with that, just so you know. You didn't ruin my fun. If that's what you were trying to do. You don't know me very well. But I'm just kind of like, what's going to happen now? Because at some point in the future, this rebranding's happening, Marty and Chris. And then what are you going to tell everybody in this thing after you just told them that we lied about it? As Gersminder was telling them all that it was true while you were screaming at us saying we were lying about it. It's all happening at the same time. Literally all at the same time. I was like, how is all of this happening at the same time? Nothing happens for ages in this thing. And then everything happens on the same day. Isn't that how it goes, though? So I'm just wondering, it'll be great fun to see how they react in future now because, like, this thing is rebranding. It's going to be called Onfusiont. You've heard it from Gersminder now, and Honest Critic did a video about it, so go and check that out as well. And yeah, I guess eventually Marty and Chris are going to have to come out and be like, sorry, guys, we just couldn't say anything. That's what they'll probably say. Oh, Ash said we couldn't say anything about it. So, you know, Gersminder did a video, but we were waiting to hear from Ash. And so now, yeah, we're rebranding to Onfusiont, which still ends up being OF for short. And nobody wants to see anyone's OF from Onpassive. I guarantee it. So that doesn't work either. I wonder if they're going to keep calling all the products like O, Connect, O, Trim. You know, are we still going to keep that going? Is that why this company also had to begin with an O? I guess we'll just have to stay tuned and find out. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. I definitely wanted to go through all of that, especially since Gersminder came out and said that they were doing Onfusiont. Just thought I'd let you know, that it's Onfusiont with a T, Onfusiont. So that will be great fun. That will be great fun. I cannot wait to see them literally rewrite history. That's what they'll try. We never said that nothing was happening. We said changes were coming. We never said that we weren't rebranding. Yeah, you did. You literally did an hour stream yelling at us about it. So just remember that going forward. I love all of your faces. Thank you for being here. Thank you for getting through that with me. Hopefully soon they
Stop going there.
I know you guys wanted to hear it. I know you guys wanted to hear it. I love all of you. Have a fabulous, amazing rest of your day. And I will see you all very, very soon. I'm sorry I couldn't do a Friday. It's just, I got to be honest, it takes me several hours to put those streams together for you guys, which I don't mind doing. But when I have the little one home and I'm like kind of trying to spend time with family, it is harder for me to do. So next week, we should be able to have a Friday with the Sayers of Nay, and everything will go back to normal like it was before the Christmas holidays. Kiddo goes back to school on the 6th. So after that, everything will be going back to normal and we'll be able to have our regular scheduled programming. So I look forward to that too. I'm not sure when I will see you guys between now and then, but if something happens, I'll of course pop on. And I am working on a fun little video about Ash Mufarah's past scams because, as I've stated in the past, I've wanted to just do another video that's shorter that kind of outlines his history as a scammer, just to have it because it would be good to put out into the world. So I've been working on that. So maybe that will go up in between now and then. So stay tuned to the community tab. All the stuff is there. And yeah, I'll see you all real soon with another one. I love all your faces. Bye. Mwah. Where? I know you say it with me every time, don't you? We're in it to win it.
My name is Ash Mufarah, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufarah, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellish, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
And I'm your friend. And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufarah. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or spying, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was 3-minute Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all more and more. It's not the answer you want, but
yeah.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
All right, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to Crazy Man talking about their experiences.
My name is Ash Mufarah, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellish, by the way.
Have a good one, everyone. Have a great weekend. I love all your faces.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. Ashton Potter.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's down there.
My name is Ashton Potter, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Gaia.